This is what I'm finding. All the welcoming is for help.
Yes.
Okay, I'm getting jealous really.
Men always get jealous.
Yes.
Never.
This lady is one of my idols.
Indira Gandhi.
Indira Gandhi.
Indira Gandhi. Oh.
Too much. My family were too much. We like Nehru, of course, Gandhi. My grandfather, of course, you don't know that. He was exiled by the English.
Okay.
Where in St. Helens, you know St. Helens? St. Helens where Napoleon was exiled. You know Napoleon Bonaparte?
Yeah.
So he was exiled by the British, and because he follows civil disobedience like Gandhi. So all our family, we a lot, you tell us anything, we tell you about Gandhi, what he did, we are living by the moment. The life of Gandhi from South Africa.
Yes,
to the last day of his life.
What?
I can tell you what happened day by day. That's much we live here. Gandhi's.
You want to make it lower?
And of course, we are also influenced by Nehru, Frank.
Yeah.
Because Nehru, he managed to do the principles of Gandhi.
But always you need to look at one.
But he really put seeds of that helped the other governments to follow.
Yes.
That's for sure.
It's very easy.
And you are the best democratic country, even better than UK, from my opinion. As democracy, even the poor people, they can change the vote. And UK, no, not everybody votes. This is the strength of, this is what always you see, I compare you with China. When I go to China, I can see big buildings, everything organized, but on behalf of the poor. They would demolish a village to build big cities and so on.
Credit goes to our freedom fighters and social reformers.
Credit goes
To me,
to
this
the
idea.
Goes to the social reformers and freedom fighters of the country.
Yes.
They have given us a very strong list.
That is the strength of
Yes.
That is the strength of
But
the
still
country.
here, and this is why we are here, still you have to fight lots of things also. Otherwise India will come and now we are a major challenge. That your challenge now is more than before.
Yes.
Different. Actually not, it's a different style. Like we were in Bosnia, their challenge after the war is more worse than the war itself. We were in Bosnia for 3 months, me and my wife.
Today's challenges are more serious than
I mean now you'll be #1 country in GDP and economy like this. But you can't, what will be on behalf of other people in the community? The poor will become poorer compared to the quality of life.
Yes.
the middle
voice.
class will have lots of problems, okay, relevant to healthcare, education. Yani this message is very important. And now, in 2025, you will be number one. This is all succeed. Okay. In technology like this, you'll be okay.
Yes.
But in social economy, no, you have lots of problems compared to before. So you need to be really ready for that. And I think we have lots of opportunity through universities and NGOs. What Prof. Ghosh is doing through his NGO is a great work now. If we start to implement
Yes.
ideas.
So now, how will be the schedule that we would like to propose? Now, what we will do, we'll go to the class.
Yeah,
We'll speak some of the students. Some 40-50 students are there.
excellent.
Few of them are from UG, undergraduate,
Okay,
and few of them are from post-graduation.
okay,
So most of them are commerce and science stream students.
okay, excellent.
So we will talk to them in about 30-40 minutes as per your convenience.
Okay. If you can give us 60 minutes, it will be good.
No issue. No
Maximum
issue.
60
No issue. No issue. And then few teachers will sit together and then
Yes,
have
with
some
the brainstorm,
information.
yes, yeah, avoidable.
That, I think
Actually, you are really a differentiated leader. Yeah, we didn't meet, we met all the counselors, like you and bus counselors, but they didn't let us sit with the teachers because we feel our message is not complete unless the teachers they start to see whatever we are and they agree on whatever we are saying. Or disagree also, discuss, so that we get them excited to do something about what we're saying.
But there is actually difficulties
Yes.
in a sense because all the teachers are not available in a common time.
Right.
Yes.
We
But
should
for
come
that,
back.
for
Inshallah,
that,
you will come back.
for that purpose, we have to plan it.
Yeah.
Like if the school timing is up to 2 o'clock,
Right.
then we take the appointment at 2:30.
Doctor, tonight, what is the post? This post visit here. There will be lots of calculations.
Yes.
Yeah. Otherwise, our message.
No, no.
We
half
did
of
lots of
the
projects here, relevant to women in Bahrain and outside Bahrain, around the world.
okay.
We did more than 40 projects just relevant to women.
Okay.
Today she covered some of them.
Here we are also initiating our own women studies center also here in this college.
Women.
Women studies center.
Okay.
Women Studies Center.
Women Studies Center.
Ah,
We can
that's
see
all.
that later. You can show us.
Pardon?
We can see them
No,
or.
no, no, it's in a beginning.
Beginning. Okay.
Okay.
It's in the initial stage only.
Okay.
There is just when brainstorming sessions are going on with some people those who are working in the field.
Okay.
And the speciality of this college is we have got 5,000 students. They are junior college, 11th and 12th, undergraduate and postgraduate. We have arts, commerce and science faculty. We have post-graduation in arts, commerce and science, social sciences also. And the second part of the feature of this college is most of the students, they are from poor, lower middle families.
So how we support them?
Pardon?
How we support them by how they get fund or what is the
Fee structure में बहुत कम होता है, very low in fee structure. Then coaching में कुछ we support them. So and government fee structure is very liberal, very low. So that
Is
is
the
the
government school?
it's a government aided,
Okay.
but we don't
Government funded more.
government funded.
Yes.
That is not for students development. We have different activities for the students development. That is the way we also approach to the different agencies, CSR people for funding, for launching, designing some different programs of development for the youths, female youths. That we always do.
We are giving ideas for
The team more for that.
चहा पटकन दे आणि ती तुझं बॅनर लावला रे ते लावलं कोण गेलं होतं गवळीला विचार आणि कॅमेरा बी रेडी ठेव
Practitioner, I got.
I had been
Yes. Yeah.
head for the Department of Social Work.
Yes.
That was in North Maharashtra.
Okay. And this is my original background.
Okay, you are from social work?
Yes. But I teach sociology.
Oh, that's great. How about you, sir?
My background biomedical and medical physics.
Okay.
Then I changed my background during PhD, I was going to do PhD in medical physics. I got to knowledge economy. So I ended up doing management, and I've been in management the last maybe 30 years or 40 years.
बॅनर लावला बॅनर लावला शिक्षकांनाही बसायला सांग.
We used to be together.
Multidisciplinary.
Multidiscipline. I teach undergrad
Okay.
sociology, and he used to teach the MBA students. I used to take my student to his classes,
Oh.
and he brings his students to my classes. And I let my students who are undergrad to evaluate the projects of the MBA students.
Postgraduates.
Postgraduates.
Undergraduate, they evaluate the projects of postgraduates. You can imagine, huh?
But
So,
now
here we let them to
We
be
call it disruptive.
multidisciplinary.
They call it disruptive
I'm from
education.
totally two different
Different
schools.
departments.
MBA, sociology. I mean,
now the
it's-
days has gone of specialization.
Yes,
Now the
as you
days
say,
of
days gone from
interdisciplinary,
specialization.
multidisciplinary studies.
Yes, that's
Even
right.
our journals, we have two journals, international journals.
We would like you to publish with us.
You can please write down. We need
Urgency ne
all the faculties that we met, so we can send them emails to invite them to contribute to our journal. Okay? To contribute to our journal. Okay? Besides, some of them, you can, the ones who are really good in publication, you can invite them to be reviewers or to be our work.
संध्याकाळी ती लोक
Our work is very international. We have people from Harvard till China. You've seen that? Multidisciplinary based.
No, the days has gone, no, the specialization of days has gone already.
My subject is totally and truly is a multidisciplinary subject.
Yeah.
And it has been announced by the University Grant Commission, by the Minister of Education. And that is why actually we make an argument that this subject should be made compulsory in environmental sciences and management. And every citizen of this country must understand what is the national interest of this country.
Certain subjects, sir, cannot be accepted as multidisciplinary.
Pardon?
Certain subjects, you cannot do it unless it is multidisciplinary. Otherwise, like innovation, entrepreneurship, strategy, if it's not multidisciplinary, no use of it.
We study
Definitely, definitely.
Sociology, like that.
geography, we study political science, we study psychology. Only thing is that, suppose if I study economics, I study the defense economics. That's metric theory, regarding what is the concept of public good, what is the concept of economic budget, what are the determinant factors of defense expenditure of the state.
Yes.
How geography can play a role in and
Yeah.
geopolitics.
We have a program, I don't think maybe to remind me.
Society.
Okay.
It's Konaji Mama.
Okay.
This is myself. And all these teachers and students.
Mashallah,
are
leading by
working here.
example.
So what
Yeah,
was
yeah,
this
yeah.
project about?
This is watershed management. This was
Water management.
watershed management.
Yeah.
So making water reach by others.
Yeah. And
We
this
had
is in a
similar
village.
projects in
This is in a
Morocco.
village. This is about 30 kilometers away from Nashik city.
Right.
And he himself is working, you can see.
Well, you can see,
No,
yeah,
that
I've
is
seen
there,
him
that
here.
is
Here, Here, he was here.
Here is
somewhere,
there,
yeah.
here is
Yes,
there.
yeah.
So he is also a
That's why I tell him
teacher.
reading by example, no?
Yeah.
So he's a principal and as well as field worker.
Yes,
No issue. And friends, आपण तर खूप अनपेक्षितपणे इथं जमलो आहोत. तुम्हाला एक चालू लेक्चर्समधून तुम्हाला इकडे बोलवलं आहे. There is a special interest behind calling you here and making you to sit here. Okay? थोडंफार इंग्रजी समजेल ना? मराठी इंग्रजी नक्की फार दारिद्र्य नाही आहे ना?
तुम्हाला काही प्रॉब्लेम नाही अंडरस्टँडिंग बद्दल?
Okay. See, today the representatives with us are from Bahrain. आलं लक्षात? कुठे आला हा देश? बरं, नंतर हे नकाशात बघा. They are from Bahrain. माझ्या बाजूला डॉक्टर मोहम्मद बोहेजी, who is an physicist. फिजिक्स हा त्यांचा एरिया आहे. एक संस्था आहे इंटरनॅशनल इन्स्टिट्यूट ऑफ इन्स्पिरेशन इकॉनॉमी. इंटरनॅशनल इन्स्टिट्यूट ऑफ इन्स्पिरेशनल इकॉनॉमी अशी एक संस्था आहे. त्या संस्थेचे डॉक्टर मोहम्मद हे फाउंडर मेंबर आहेत. आलं लक्षात. त्यांच्या सोबत आहेत, सोपं नाव आहे डॉक्टर दुनिया अहमद. डॉक्टर दुनिया अहमद, शी इज फ्रॉम सोशोलॉजी, बट शी इज नॉट अ टीचर इन सोशोलॉजी, शी इज अ टीचर ॲज वेल एज फील्ड वर्कर ऑल्सो. आणि केवळ भाषण देणारा, केवळ मास्तर की म्हणून मला महत्त्वाचं वाटत नाही, पण प्रत्यक्ष वर्गात मुलांच्या समोर बोलणं, शिकवणं आणि क्षेत्रीय काम पण करणं, फील्डमध्ये पण काम करणं हे खूप महत्त्वाचं असतं, हे प्रामुख्याने लक्षात ठेवा. आणि म्हणून वी फील प्राऊड टू यू बोथ हिअर ॲज अन बहारीन्स नेटिव्स, बट गेस्ट टू द इंडिया, गेस्ट टू द महाराष्ट्र, गेस्ट टू द VN नाईक शिक्षण प्रसारक संस्था इन विच वी आर वर्किंग हिअर. हे दोघांचं बॅकग्राऊंड तुम्ही जर म्हणाल, हे फिजिक्समधले आहेत आणि मॅडम ह्या सोशॉलॉजीमधले आहेत. हे बॅकग्राऊंड जरी दोघांचं वेगवेगळं असलं, ते वर्क टुगेदर. म्हणजे स्टुडंट ऑफ फिजिक्स आर ऑल्सो वर्किंग विथ मॅम इन अ सोशॉलॉजी अँड इन फील्ड वर्क. स्टुडंट्स ऑफ फील्ड वर्क अँड इन सोशॉलॉजी, सोशल वर्क, they also work with Dr. Mohammed in physics. म्हणजे मल्टीडिसिप्लिनरी स्टडीज असा एक अभ्यास प्रामुख्याने करणं, जगामध्ये देशादेशांमध्ये सलोख्याचे संबंध निर्माण करणं, काही वेगवेगळे प्रोजेक्ट्स, विमेन एम्पॉवरमेंट असेल, यूथ एम्पॉवरमेंट असेल, किंवा आणखी नॅशनल इंटिग्रिटी असेल, किंवा इंटरनॅशनल लेवलवर चांगले लिंकेजेस निर्माण करणं, थ्रू विच वी कॅन क्रिएट ए एन्व्हायरमेंट ऑफ ह्युमॅनिटी ॲट द वर्ल्ड, इन द वर्ल्ड. अशा स्वरूपाचं काम करण्याकरता, आणि ते काय काम करतात, त्यांचं काय काम आपल्याकडे होऊ शकेल, कुठल्या प्रकाराने आपल्याला होऊ शकेल, असं साधारणपणे तुमच्यासोबत आपल्यासोबत ते चर्चा करतील, मांडणी करतील त्यांची. आपल्याकडे तिसरे जे गेस्ट आहेत डॉक्टर घोष. डॉक्टर घोष हे डिफेन्स अँड स्ट्रॅटेजिक स्टडीजचे विभाग प्रमुख आहेत भोसला मिलिटरी कॉलेजमध्ये. त्यांची एक पीस रिसर्च फाउंडेशन म्हणून नाशिकमध्येच काम करणारी एक संस्था आहे. त्यांचं लिंकेज ह्या इंटरनॅशनल ऑर्गनायझेशन बरोबर आहे. त्यांच्या सोबत आहे निखिल, की हू कोऑर्डिनेट्स ऑल दीज ॲक्टिव्हिटीज इन इंडिया, इन द कंट्री. म्हणून या सर्वांचं आय वेलकम टू ऑल ऑफ यू ऑन बिहाफ ऑफ क्रांतीवीर वसंतराव नारायणराव नाईक शिक्षण प्रसारक संस्था, and in short we call it VN Naik शिक्षण प्रसारक संस्था. So I welcome you all and I introduce you. These students are from science background now, because whatever art students of social work or social sciences and in commerce, they stay up to 12, 30 somewhere. Now most of them are first year, second year, third year and postgraduate students. They are mixed. They are from botany, they are from zoology, they are from chemistry, they are from physics. So all the areas they rather cover. So I welcome you again and I request you to go ahead with the presentation. त्यांचं म्हणणं तुम्हाला जे नाही समजणार ना, ते निखिल सर तुम्हाला समजून सांगतील.
मैं ज़्यादा समय ना लेते हुए मेरे को एक्चुअली 2-4 शब्द बोलना चाहिए. इसमें मैं सबसे पहले बताना चाहता हूँ कि नासिक में जो हमने एक फाउंडेशन को इस्टेब्लिश किया है, 2013 में हमने इस्टेब्लिश किया. तो पीस रिसर्च फाउंडेशन के साथ आज कई लोग जुड़े हुए हैं. सभी मेंबर इधर नहीं है, क्योंकि हमारा जो एक्टिविटीज़ है अलग अलग जगह में भी चलता है. जो PRDF मेंबर है जो पंजाब में है वो अपना काम करता है, जो साउथ में है, जो कलकत्ता में है, कोई गोवा में है, अपना माने लो स्केल में काम कुछ ना कुछ चलते रहता है. तो आज जो कुछ भी यहाँ हो रहा है ये इसका एक भाग है. ओके, जैसे कि डॉक्टर भैया जी है, डॉक्टर दुनिया है, तो उन्होंने एक्चुअली वर्ल्ड ओवर ट्रेवल किया है. इन्होंने एक अपना फाउंडेशन जब इस्टेब्लिश किया और इस्टेब्लिश करने के बाद फिर अलग अलग देश में काम करता है. तो फॉर्चुनेटली क्या है, जैसे कि उनके साथ हमारा कनेक्शन हो गया, तो हमने उनको प्रपोजल दिया कि आप इधर आइए, दैट व्हाट मैसेज दैट ही वांट्स टू गिव टू द यंगस्टर्स. एंड अकॉर्डिंग टू हिम, इंडिया इज a great country and we are dreaming to become a superpower in this century itself. But then हम लोग जैसे घर के अंदर रहते हुए हम डे टू डे में जो कुछ अपने को भी समझ में नहीं आता
कौन सा डायरेक्शन में हम लोग जा रहे हैं, बट बाहर के देश भी हमको देख रहा है, हमारा स्ट्रेंथ क्या है, हमारा वीक पॉइंट क्या है। तो मेरा फाउंडेशन प्लस उनका जो फाउंडेशन है, हम एक मकसद से काम कर रहे हैं कि दुनिया में है ना सभी लोगों ने किस तरह से रहना चाहिए, एक दूसरे के लिए प्यार होना चाहिए उनके मन में, और हर आदमी ने ये सोचना चाहिए इस दुनिया ने मुझे क्या दिया, हमने क्या लिया और हमने क्या दिया। तो उनका जो इंस्टीट्यूट है जैसे IIIE इंटरनेशनल इंस्टीट्यूट ऑफ इंस्पिरेशन इकोनॉमी, दैट मीन्स वी हैव टू लर्न सर्टेन थिंग्स, द मैसेज व्हिच ही गिव्स। और उसके बाद इनका कुछ मैसेज ऐसे भी उन्होंने कंपटीशन रखा है, ओके, उस कंपटीशन में आप भाग ले सकते हो, उसमें प्राइज मनी है, अगर आपके पास टैलेंट है, आपके पास स्किल है, आप सक्सेसफुली इसको ऑनलाइन आपका जो राइट है सबमिट करके आप प्राइज मनी ले सकते हो, ओके। और सर बताएंगे आपको क्या क्या प्रोजेक्ट है। मैं ज़्यादा समय ना लेते हुए पहले मैं एक्चुअली आपका कॉलेज के जो प्रिंसिपल सर है संतराम भटगुजर सर, उनको मैं थैंक यू बोलना चाहता हूँ फॉर गिविंग अस दिस प्लेटफॉर्म, एंड ऑल्सो द स्टाफ हु आर इन्वॉल्व, and you also have come to attend this program. So we are very thankful to each and every one, okay, for giving us such a platform where we would like to share our own thoughts. We would like to learn from you. At the same time, we also want to give a message to you. Thank you very much. And of course, I remain very thankful to Dr. Bhuiaji, Dr. Dunia, because they have traveled from one country to another country, okay, and they are also highly pleased to see our own culture, how we do accept each other. Okay, India is a very great country that way the world has recognized. Resilience. Thank you, sir. Please.
Okay, thank you very much, Mr. Councillor, Professor of KVN Naik College, and also Prof. Ghosh for inviting us here and giving us this opportunity. I would like to thank you also. I know that you are a busy schedule. I think these days are exam days. So to come and attend this lecture, I'm sure that you are sacrificing, and I hope it is up to the challenge that you are giving us. The purpose of our visit here is in reality in every university we visited or NGO, at the end of the day, the same word is repeated indirectly, is to raise your curiosity about your life. Why you are living? What is the purpose of our life? Why God has given the soul inside me, not put it in the soul of the animal? Okay? Why God has given me a brain which is different than the animal? Okay? And I know that in Hinduism religion, okay, you believe that the people who are not good, they will have the soul going into wild animals, isn't it? Yes. The people who are good, it will go to the soul of other people, humans. Okay? Why God has given me this soul? Why God has given me this brain? This brain that is made from 4 loops. You know the brain is made, you are physics people and anatomy and autonomy and so on. My background is medical physics, okay? But I came also more in management, knowledge economy and other economy. We believe, as your professor has taught us today, this morning, when we met him this afternoon, is that the multidiscipline is the future. The more you are multidiscipline, the more you are using your right and left brain, the more you'll be differentiated and you can contribute more to the world. If you end up to be only physicist or a scientist and you are not also using your right brain, is there a difference between the right and left brain? Yes, right? What is the difference? What's the difference? What's the left brain for? Come on, ladies. Let me give you books. I have books, by the way, with me, electronic books. If you answer me, then I will summarize it. Very good. I think you understand English? Okay. Summarize it to the...
Yeah, sure. So, okay. So, इन्होंने सर ने कहा कि like a human life, it is very important, right? So this is for like why we are different from मतलब हम क्यों different है बात दूसरे animals से. I mean, Marathi is not.
I use Marathi English, no issue.
So हम क्यों अलग हैं उनसे? Reason क्या है? So the reason is हमारा दिमाग उनसे बहुत अलग है. हमारा दिमाग बहुत developed है उनसे. हम यहाँ मतलब साइंस और इसकी बातें नहीं करने हैं, बट दिस इज एन शॉर्ट एग्जांपल. ये छोटा सा एग्जांपल है कि हमारा दिमाग अलग क्यों है बाकी जानवरों से. तो सर ने क्वेश्चन पूछा, देयर इज वन क्वेश्चन, ओके, एंड ही हैज गिफ्ट्स फॉर यू बाय द वे. इनके पास गिफ्ट है तुम्हारे लिए और बहुत एक्सपेंसिव है. सो इफ यू आंसर दैट, सो यू गॉट टू गेट दैट, राइट?
Yeah. Tries to summarize more.
Yes. So he is asking right now, what does right, हमारा brain दो पार्ट में डिवाइड, राइट? ओके, सो राइट एंड लेफ्ट, उजवा आणि डावा. तर उजवा भाग काय आहे, वो काय काम करतो आणि डावा भाग काय काम करतो, तो त्यांना पाहिजे तर आन्सर.
What's the difference? Yes. The difference is that our left brain is made for science, accept more science. Our right brain accept more humanities. That's God has given us this power. Okay. So we should live both. Most of us, when they opened Einstein, he has donated his brain. When they studied the Einstein brain, they've seen that most of he have bare many cells. The external hemisphere. The brain is made from hemispheres. Okay, he bare more external hemispheres than any other human. Why? Because he's tried to use both. Einstein is a scientist, isn't it? But he didn't go to lab. He challenged the people with his curiosity that there is something different than what we believe from Newton, okay? And the law of physics is totally different than what we are being doing, okay? So for that, even scientists today, physicists, they are talking about his theories. Why? Because he used both brain. He became a physicist but a philosopher. Actually, Einstein, he admitted that he was influenced by Gandhi's concept, okay? And the philosopher Gandhi, he started to see the world much more purposeful than just to be a physicist and going to the lab and doing the natural physicist way. Okay? Yeah.
So, sir, बात कर रहे हैं आइंस्टाइन के बारे में. You must be all about Einstein. His formula,
English. Sorry, Hindi.
Yeah. So, E equals to mc square. उनका जो famous formula है. So, जब उन्होंने अपना brain donate किया, आपको पता होगा कि आइंस्टाइन ने उनका brain donate किया था, right? So, जब researchers ने उनका brain देखा, जब study किया, so उन्होंने क्या पाया कि left और राइट दोनों साथ में उनका डेवलप हुआ, राइट? तो साथ में पीछे से लेके आगे तक उनका साथ में सेल्स जो भी है वो डेवलप. क्यों? रीजन क्योंकि उन्होंने दोनों पार्ट अपना यूटिलाइज किया था. As sir told, sir ने जैसे बताया, राइट इज फॉर साइंस एंड लेफ्ट फॉर ह्यूमैनिटीज. ओके, सो यू थिंक लाइक यू आप पढ़ रहे हो, पढ़ाई कर रहे हो, तो यू आर यूजिंग योर राइट साइड ऑफ योर ब्रेन. बट व्हाट अबाउट लेफ्ट के बारे में क्या? ठीक है. सो ही उन्होंने बहुत चीजें यूटिलाइज किया और उन्होंने कहा कि आगे भी और दुनिया डेवलप हो सकती है अगर कोई ऐसे ही ब्रेन यूटिलाइज करे. सो ये कॉन्सेप्ट कहना चाह रहे हैं. यस.
Okay, same issue for when we live. We are living because we are curious. Okay, spiritual humans. Okay, we are not only humans, we are spiritual humans, and for that our curiosity is supposed to be higher than animals. Okay. We're supposed to use the frontal lobe. We said the brain is made of two sides, left and right now, and the brain is made from 4 lobes. Okay, it's made from 4 lobes. The most important lobe that differentiates us, we humans, other than the nearest animal to us, which is the chimpanzee, is what? The frontal lobe, called the frontal lobe.
So, हम दूसरों से अलग क्यों हैं? हमारा इंसानी ब्रेन 4 लूप से बना है, 4 भाग से बना है. तो सबसे इम्पोर्टेंट भाग है फ्रंटल लूप. हमारे जो सबसे पास वाली प्रजाति है चिंपांजी. ओके, सो ये इंसान के बहुत ज़्यादा करीब है. तो एक समानता है फ्रंटल लूप जो आगे का हिस्सा है, तो उनका वो छोटा है पर हमारा बड़ा है. तो ये क्यों है? इसका रीजन क्या है? सो ही विल एक्सप्लेन इट फॉर.
Okay, so let me show you the brain. I have it in another presentation I said this morning in the other college. But this is the brain, okay? This is the brain. And in most of our books, we talk about the brain and the heart and the spirit. We cannot change people's life. We cannot change our life. Is it a shame to change our life? Every day when we learn, we are learning, not only educating, not only memorizing for the exam. When we are learning, we are supposed to change. The more we change in our life, the more we can make a contribution. The more we can be like Indira Gandhi for women, and for men maybe like Gandhiji. Okay, the more we can leave our print in this world, we can change this world, whether we are in India or we are in another country.
So I got to guess get that. The thing is, he taught. उन्होंने ये concept बात किया था पिछले कॉलेज में जो था नेशनल कॉलेज जो हमने विजिट किया था. So he wants to say that you can be also like the inspiration like the Mahatma Gandhi as well as the Indira Gandhi. So he wants to you guys to think like
learning more than learning means changing.
Yes.
Learning means changing. Okay.
So change जो हमारे में आता है वो बहुत important है. क्यों? क्योंकि हम ऐसा नहीं है कि हम एग्जाम पढ़ लिया so that is for mugging up. वो mugging up होता है, रट्टा मारना होता है. लर्निंग नहीं होता. अब फॉर एग्जांपल हम बिना हेलमेट के जा रहे हैं, हमको पकड़ लिया ट्रैफिक पुलिस ने, ठीक है, फाइन मार दिया 500 रुपये का, गए जेब से, राइट, गए सबके जेब से. अब उसके बाद दूसरे दिन जब आप जाओगे गाड़ी निकालोगे तो सबसे पहले आप सोचोगे कि यार फिर से 500 रुपये ले लेगा, मैं हेलमेट पहन लेता हूँ. सो दैट्स व्हाट लर्निंग. सो आपने सीखा, तो आप अगले टाइम से रिपीट नहीं करोगे.
Okay. That's it. We'll try to summarize, otherwise we'll not finish.
Yeah.
Okay. So for example here we can see that we have the temporal loop. This is part of the brain, right? What is the business of the temporal loop? It's understanding and also language. Okay? So for people that they have weakness in the temporal loop, the brain is made of these muscles. The temporal loop, this is its job. Okay? Hearing, speech. Okay? These things are the temporal loop. Okay? Then when we talk about the brain stem. The brain stem is where our heartbeats are controlled. It is the cause of life. Okay? Summary very quickly. Temporal loop, what is it? Yes.
So यहाँ पे temporal loop, which is ये है languages के लिए, right? So जिसको language problem होता है सुनने के लिए
And understanding.
and brain stem. It is ये brain stem जो है ये सारे हमारे body को control करता है, like a soul, a heart or somewhere. So it is control करता है.
Yeah. When we talk about the cerebellum, the brain, which is the back of our brain, this talks about the balance, about the muscular. So lots of people, when they get disabled or physically, they are having problem with this muscle. Yeah.
So जैसे जो पैरालिसिस वगैरह ये होता है, so ये मसल कंट्रोल करता है हमारा बॉडी का पार्ट सेलुलर, okay, ब्रेन का पार्ट सेलुलर. So ये.
The other one is the occipital lobe, which is it's build up our vision for life, why we are existing, okay, and it is also relevant to our observations. The curious people are people who are observing. So when Gandhi was thrown out of the train, he observed. He said, "Oh, I cannot change people by being only a lawyer. Okay, I have to do something." And so he tried to create something in South Africa by starting his village, for example. Yes.
So सर एग्जांपल दे रहे हैं महात्मा गांधी का, ठीक है, ऑप्टिकल लोब जो है इट्स फॉर विजन. So when महात्मा गांधी जब उन्होंने को ट्रेन से फेंक दिया गया था साउथ अफ्रीका में बिकॉज ऑफ बीइंग इंडियंस एंड डॉग्स आर नॉट अलाउड. So he tried that. उन्होंने सोचा कि मैं लॉयर बनके कुछ नहीं कर सकता, मैं कुछ करना पड़ेगा मेरे सोसाइटी के लिए, और इसलिए उन्होंने एस्टैब्लिश किया था साउथ अफ्रीका में.
Then we go to the parietal lobe, which is about recognizing. It's about the sensation. It's about seeing objects, believing of sense of time and space. Yes.
So the another so जो दूसरा भाग है parietal lobe, so it is for ये हमारे sensation के लिए है. It is for body position, objectives and all that. It's sensing हम करते हैं ना, कुछ चीज़ को feel करते हैं, so that is for that.
Okay. And then we come to the two most important loops. Okay. We call it. This is part of the cortex, the prefrontal cortex, which is exactly focused on executive and functional activities. So we start to move this part of the brain. Okay? Yeah.
So जब भी हम कुछ करते हैं, जैसे हम लोग प्रोजेक्ट्स वगैरह कर रहे हैं, जब भी हम कुछ करते हैं तो हमारे ये ब्रेन का पार्ट, that is that frontal cortex, so that is utilized, ये यूज में आता है.
The most important one I came to talk to you about, which is unfortunately most of us don't use all of our life. We use maybe 1%, 2%. Einstein, they say they use only 13% of his brain. Why they measure 13? Why they didn't say 17, 18? Because they measure how much the cortex of the brain has been burned. It was burning only 13%. The cortex is the cover of the brain. the one which is above the brain. This here, it's like the hair, okay, the hairs of the brain, okay. They seen only 13% has been black, burnt, okay, like the bulb burning.
So आइंस्टाइन जो इतने बड़े साइंटिस्ट हैं जिन्होंने इतने बड़े-बड़े थ्योरीज हमको दिए उसका ब्रेन 30% यूटिलाइज हो 70-80% क्यों नहीं हुआ? So that is the reason कि उन्होंने इतना पूरा यूटिलाइज करते तो आज उनका विजन कहाँ होता और हम कहाँ होता? अगर हम 30% यूटिलाइज करते तो हम कहाँ रहते?
It is here, it is on this side of the brain. God has differentiated us from animals. Why? Because in this brain, our ability to associate things is more than the animals. Okay? The animals in reaction and other issues, they are faster than us. They will run faster. They will react faster. But in this area, our association is much higher. But unfortunately, most of us, even the educated ones, they don't use this part of the brain properly.
So animals और हमें डिफरेंस क्या? एनिमल हमसे ज़्यादा जल्दी से रिएक्ट करते हैं, जैसे चीता जल्दी रिएक्ट करता है, ये हम भी रिएक्ट करते हैं पर हम सोच के रिएक्ट करते हैं, पर कभी-कभी चीजें हो जाती हैं जिसमें सोचते नहीं और सीधा रिएक्शन होता है उसका.
It is the area where we suppose when we do projects, and this is why it's difficult, because people only talk, especially in developing countries like our countries, which is yet we are not totally developed country. So always we brag about problems. We don't do anything about it. Okay? Well, like our professor, I want to give him applause here. He have done many projects to his community by doing, and this is the people we like to see in the community. Not only getting educated, not only getting master degree or PhD or graduating from the university, but starting to do something about the people around us. Otherwise, it means we are not associating things. Our studies is one way, and the reality is another way.
So जो भी हम पढ़ाई करते हैं, जो भी करते हैं, उसकी reality और study बहुत different है. So he wants to say, सर ये बोलना चाह रहे हैं कि reality और projects जो हम काम करते हैं, इनको combine करके हम एक better society बना सकते हैं. तो he is appreciating principal sir, but
let's give him applause for this.
जैसे एक field काम करते हैं, तो they are more likely to that person. उनको ऐसे ही लोग चाहिए जो फील्ड पे काम करे, अच्छा काम करे और मतलब जो खाली बुक के बातें ना करे, बस यही चाहिए.
Okay, so for that we want you to really be curious about everything. I know that some of us maybe were not lucky. If you start to ask where is God, why don't I see God, why God did not help me, these questions sometimes forbidden our families, but they are curious questions. Okay, you have the right to ask any question in the world. Okay, you're supposed to ask many questions, everything. Why can't I do this? Why this guy is living like this way? Why this families could not, help their children? These curious questions is the questions that help you to develop your frontal lobe.
So ये सर ये बोलना चाह रहे हैं जो भी curiosity है हमें, उत्सुकता बोल सकते हैं ना, उत्सुकता है कुछ चीज जानने की हमें, ठीक है. तो वो हमारा जो फ्रंटल लूप है जो आगे ब्रेन है वो डेवलप करता है कि ये क्यों नहीं है, कैसा हम ये सोचें, हमारा थिंकिंग डेवलप.
The more you are curious about your life, the more you understand our books, because all our books has been written about curiosity and resilience.
So this is one of book. ये उनका एक book है और ऐसे बहुत सारे book.
We are saying in this book, for example, that governments can be always be inspiring only when they are curious. If they are not curious, they always solve the problem the same way. Okay, so we have many fatal accidents in the road, and because government solving the problem the same way. Okay, but in order to solve a problem in a different way, they have to be curious. They have to ask themselves why the problems we could not solve this problem. Why many people are dying every day because of traffic accident, and motorcycle or pedestrians and so on.
So he's saying ये बोल रहे हैं कि गवर्नमेंट जैसे अभी एक्सीडेंट्स हुआ कुछ हुआ, so वो कुछ रास्ता निकालते हैं, डिवाइडर डालते हैं, कुछ डाल देते हैं, लेकिन वो ये नहीं जानते ये क्यों हो रहा है. वो क्यूरियस नहीं है, उनको उत्सुकता नहीं जानने की ये क्यों रहा है. और वो जिस दिन वो समझ लेंगे कि ये क्यों हो रहा है, वो बहुत छोटा स्टेप होगा, वो डाइवर्ट करके वो मतलब उसकी जरूरत ही नहीं पड़ेगी. आप अगर समझ लो तो उस चीज की जरूरत ही नहीं पड़ेगी इतना कुछ करने की. So he wants to say that.
And after going for many countries around the world and did more than 600 projects around the world, I wrote the latest book. I'm saying the more you are curious, the more you can solve problems like me. As Prof said, I'm in physics, but I didn't stay in physics. I started to say, let me use whatever I know from physics and management and sociology. And then we started to collaborate with other scientists to go and solve problems of the society. Because each one of us complete the whole picture. So we started to build up all of us together holistic thinking, which is again Gandhi, he taught us to be more holistic thinkers, not to see things from one perspective.
So उन्होंने कहा कि हम एक ही नजरिए से नहीं देख सकते दुनिया. He is from physics, ये इन्होंने physics से पढ़ाई करी हुई है, and मैं from sociology, okay. So इन्होंने मतलब ये कहा है कि मल्टीडिसिप्लिनरी फील्ड हम हर एक के विजन से देखें और प्रॉब्लम को सॉल्व करें कि प्रॉब्लम क्या है. जैसे ना क्यूरियोसिटी गवर्नमेंट इलेक्ट्रोग्राफिक का, तो ये हर एक चीज से देखे, फिजिक्स से देखे, सोशियोलॉजी से देखे, सब चीज से देखे, उसको सॉल्व कैसे किया जाता है.
By integrating our specialty, what we studied, with quality, we want to improve quality of life. What is the use if you are a physicist or you are anatomy or botany or pharmacy or whatever, or sociology and so on, but you don't add value to the quality of life. Only you are looking for yourself to get more money and to buy a car, to live in a villa or in a flat or something like this. What is the use of this life? Is it worth it really?
तो सर ये कह रहे हैं कि हम पढ़ के लिख के हम पैसे कमा रहे हैं, ठीक है, हम पैसे कमा रहे हैं, पर अब क्वालिटी ऑफ लाइफ क्या है हमारा, ठीक है. मतलब जैसे हम अच्छे कपड़े पहन रहे हैं, अच्छा खा रहे हैं, अच्छा पढ़ रहे हैं, तो ये सब कुछ नहीं होता. इसके अलावा भी बहुत कुछ है जो हमको सोसाइटी को रिटर्न दे रहे हैं.
So for that we say these people who work on this, they need to find out in order to change, in order to solve problems, and even I challenge you, you can beat me because you are younger. I claim my age today is only 16 years old. Okay? I am in reality 56. So where is the 40? Where I lost my 40 years? Because I was not curious enough. I was only curious to develop myself. I didn't care about the others. But in the last 16 years, the more I started to care about the others, regardless of their ethnicity, regardless of their nationality, regardless of their religion, I started to be more empowered. So I've been living really 16 years.
So हमारा जो एज है, हमारा जो क्या कहते हैं उम्र है, वो हमारे थिंकिंग पे डिपेंड है कि हम कब से काम करना चालू करते हैं. सर है 56 के, बट ही कंसिडर ये खुद को मानते 16 साल के. क्यों? क्योंकि इन्होंने 16 साल से इस चीज का काम करना चालू किया है लोगों के लिए. उन्होंने सोचना उस समय से चालू किया है दूसरों के लिए, खुद के लिए नहीं. पहले वो खुद के लिए सोचते थे पर दूसरों के लिए चालू किया है. तो इसलिए वो मानते हैं कि वो 16 साल के हैं instead of 56.
Okay, and always I give an example of my daughter, but there is lots of people like my daughter and better. Her age is now 16, she's in the second year of medical school, but I believe that her age is more than 50 years. Because she has contributed a lot to the society. Because since she was young, she was doing a lot to the society or the community around her and so on. Yes.
So, इनकी बेटी, ठीक है, इनकी बेटी है. So, वो उसकी उम्र थी 13 साल की जब उसने इंटरनेशनल कॉन्फ्रेंस ऑर्गेनाइज किया था. हमारी उम्र होगी 17, 18, 19 ऐसे साल की, राइट? यहाँ जितने बैठे. When she was 13, जब 13 साल की थी, उसने इंटरनेशनल कॉन्फ्रेंस कंडक्ट किया था अकेले. सारी दुनिया से लोग, जितने 500,000 लोग, उनको कॉन्फ्रेंस अटेंड किया था. तो सर लाइक इट्स एन इंस्पिरेशन स्टोरी. सो सर वांट्स टू से, सर ये कहना चाह रहे हैं कि उसकी उम्र थिंकिंग के हिसाब से, सोच के हिसाब से उसकी मेरे से बड़ी है. इज लाइक 50. शी इज थिंकिंग टिल 50. ओके.
But today I was telling to my brother Naik, which is I expect that he'll be better expert than me, world class expert inshallah in 5 years if he work really hard on himself. Is that he's studying also by the way, he's studying master in electrical and electronic engineering. But he's giving a lot of his time, even there is exams, to spread this message. So let's give him applause also for him. And for the two ladies that have been with us in the last few days, also they are trying their best to do the same message. So we'll give them again. What is the message here? My sisters and brothers, okay? The message is about mindset. Curiosity is about mindset. The more you manage your mindset, not mind, not the mind, explain about the mind, right? There's something, a mind is made of 4 loops. The mindset also made of 4 things. Please write them down. This is the most important thing I want you to remember. If I meet you after 3 months, inshallah, I want to ask you this question. Okay? The first thing in the mind that you need to change it, but the mindset, is the assumptions. Okay? This is the problem. Most of us controlled by our assumptions. Okay? what we've been raised with. So if we are afraid from something, we'll always stay afraid from it. Okay? Or if we don't like something, we'll always not try it. Okay? So we need to overcome this assumption. Okay? By starting to change our attitude. So the second thing in the mindset, after assumptions, is attitudes. Okay? The third thing in the mindset is behavior. Okay? So now we have assumptions, we have attitudes, we have behavior, and the fourth thing in the mindset is our reflections, our reactions. Okay? So if we want to change our mindset, we need to change the last one first. Okay? We need to change our reactions. And I will test this your reaction today. Because your professor, he will be saying a lot about you. You are coming from different families of economic background. Okay? But this is a real challenge. In order to change your reaction, you have to go to the field. You have to go and help the others, and you have to do something, some projects. We are the, let's say, the cluster or the fertilizer that can help you to take you to different projects around the community in Nashik or all over India in collaboration with our professor here and our other professors in this university. Okay, because sometimes you have ideas, but you can't see how you do it. We can help you in doing these ideas in reality. Okay.
So सर ये कहना चाह रहे हैं कि हमारे पास आइडियाज बहुत सारे आते हैं, हमको बहुत कुछ करना है, हमारा मतलब इकोनॉमिक बैकग्राउंड सही नहीं है, इसी कारण हम कर नहीं पाते। सो ये प्लेटफॉर्म है, ये मतलब एक अपॉर्चुनिटी है आप लोगों सबके लिए कि आप अपने आइडियाज लाओ। हम एक मीडिएटर का काम करेंगे, इन द सेंस आप जो सोसाइटी को कंट्रीब्यूट करना चाह रहे हो, आप अपने तरफ से देना चाह रहे हो, देना इन द सेंस ये नहीं पैसा, ये सब नहीं, ये कभी ना कभी खत्म हो ही जाएगा, पर आप क्या दे सकते हो, आपके थॉट्स, आपके विचार क्या दे सकते हो आप, सो हम उसके जरिए आप सबके जरिए हम पहुंचा सकते हैं।
Okay, let's start with this mindset. First of all, is that we need to be curious about our resources. Curious about our resources.
So हमको अपनी क्यूरियोसिटी, उत्सुकता बढ़ाना, हमारे रिसोर्सेज के बारे में, हमारे पास क्या है, हमारे पास क्या है, हमको उसकी उत्सुकता बढ़ानी है। हमको पता करना है कि हमारे पास एक्चुअल में क्या, हमको गांव में बहुत कुछ है, तो हमको खुद को पता नहीं, तो वो हमको डेवलप करना है, सोचना कि क्या है।
So we are supposed not to solve problems only by money. The challenge for you, every problem you see, even about poverty, no money. You should think about different things than money. Because unfortunately, because we live in a capitalism economy now, everything we solve it by money. But money in reality does not stay for long.
So सर ये कहना चाह रहे हैं, जब भी हम कोई पॉवर्टी लाइन का देखते हैं, हम जो गरीब देखते हैं, हम सिग्नल्स देखते हैं, ये मांगते हैं हमसे पैसे वगैरह मांगते हैं, लेकिन ये सबसे गलत चीज़ है। अगर हम उनको पैसा दे देंगे, पैसा आज ना कल खत्म हो ही जाएगा। हम कैसे कुछ ऐसे सोच कर या कुछ कर उनके लिए ऐसा डेवलप करें जो कभी वो भीख मांगे ही ना, वो मांगे ही ना, वो अपनी लाइवलीहुड बढ़ाए, उसके बच्चों को पढ़ाए।
Same thing is we are supposed to be curious about the environment we want to solve. In what environment they are living, what is their economic status, what is their ages, and so on. From this we can solve lots of things. We need to study the environment. We are scientists, right? We've been taught how to study something, do a case study, right? So we're supposed to collect data. God has given us this ability to associate now more. Let's use this frontal lobe by studying the environment around us.
So ये इफेक्टिव कब होगा? ग्राउंड लेवल पे ये सारी चीजें इफेक्टिव कब होगी? जब हम प्रॉपर डेटा करें कि वो लाइफ कैसे जी रहे हैं, उनका एज क्या है, वो क्या खाते हैं, क्या पीते हैं, बस देख के नहीं, कुछ ये करके नहीं, उसको एक्सपीरियंस करके, उसको सामने में जाके उनका डाटा, as many of us from science background, हम सब साइंस है, राइट? बचपन से हमने पढ़ा है, तो साइंस बिलीव करता है नंबर ऑफ फिगर्स, तो नंबर ऑफ फिगर्स लेके उसको एनालाइज करके हम कैसे सॉल्व करें।
The last thing is about maturity. What is this problem? Is it been chronic there, or it is only in the last few years? For example, India today, sir, is improving in economy, right? So we are having many people who's coming from being, see me, don't worry about the car. Okay, I am here, the concentration. Okay. So what is happening to India today? We are having many people who's going to be rich, very rich, right? They also they spend money, even if they come to our country. They have luxury cars and so on behalf of the others. But also we are having lots of middle class. But also we have problem with poverty, right? Also, these people in the middle class, they are having many problems, health problems. Lots of them, they are having now diabetes, blood sugar, obesity, and so many things, right? So I should observe. I should observe about this problem, what is the maturity, and why it's coming. Why it's coming now more.
So इंडिया हर एक चीज से बना हुआ है, ठीक है। यहाँ पे बड़े बड़े पैसे वाले भी हैं, मिडिल क्लास है, हमारे जैसे लोअर मिडिल क्लास है या लोअर क्लास है, बहुत सारी चीज, बहुत गरीब लोग हैं यहाँ पे, ठीक है। तो मिडिल क्लास वाले ये दब जाते हैं बीच में, तो हमें अपना ऑब्जर्वेशन बढ़ाना है, हमें देखना है कि ये क्यों हो रहा है, इसका कारण क्या है, इसका रीजन क्या है, उसको ऑब्जर्व करके तो हमको मैच्योर, अपने मैच्योर थिंकिंग से उसको सॉल्व करना है। सो दैट इज मैच्योरिटी।
And this is where we here become, you guys, the scientists, even stronger than the sociologists sometimes, okay, stronger than humanity, okay, is that we are taught how to observe things, right? Why we go to lab? All of you go to lab, right? You do lab. This is the real lab. You go first to observe. You try to do different testing. Sometimes failure you learn more than success, right? If you want to make aspirin in the chemistry, you can do it by failure first, then you learn how to do aspirin, okay, how to produce a medicine or a chemical and so on. So after observing, you start to explore. This is the first step of curiosity.
हमारा फर्स्ट स्टेप जागरूकता की कब होती है या फिर हम उत्सुकता कब होती है, जब हम ऑब्जर्व करते हैं। हम कोई भी प्रैक्टिकल करने जाते हैं केमिस्ट्री लैब में, तो पहले हम ऑब्जर्व करते हैं कि एम क्या है, एपरेटस क्या है, पहले हम ऑब्जर्व करते हैं, उसके बाद में फिर हम करने जाते हैं ये डाल के होगा क्या।
Then we can go to, after we are exploring things, exploring means trying things, right? Start to try different things. Oh, I can produce product better than Benadryl, you know Benadryl, or paracetamol, aspirin, like, okay? I can produce something in the name of India, something that can help people with cold. I'm having cold these days, okay? So this is an example of exploring and then prioritizing. You cannot talk about all the problems and you cannot solve all the problems of Nashik or in your community. But you should prioritize which problems I can tackle, I can do small change, but it will bring more results.
हमारे पास प्रॉब्लम्स बहुत है, ठीक है। हम एक्सप्लोर करने के बाद, हमको पता करने के बाद, क्यूरियोसिटी जानना, हाँ ये डालने के बाद हुआ क्या है। लेकिन प्रॉब्लम्स हमारे पास नासिक में बहुत है या पूरी दुनिया में बहुत है, लेकिन हमारे हिसाब से हम कौन सी चीजें सॉल्व कर सकते हैं, उसको चैनलाइज करना पड़ेगा। चैनलाइज हमको करना पड़ेगा, हम चीजें सॉल्व क्या कर सकते हैं और ये कैसे हो सकती है।
Once you start to prioritize problems and work on it, your mindset will start to change. Because now you start to reflect with the problem, you start to react with the problem. So now your mindset start to change. You are shaking your mindset. Okay, and always remember, it is very important. If you are developing, you might develop in size. Okay, I claim I am the most developed guy in this room. Okay, then second is a professor. Okay, so I am the most developed guy. Is this right? No, right? Because my behavior may be very small. Okay, because I don't use it. So the more we develop ourselves, the more we change our mindset, the more we prioritize things, the more we explore, the more we observe, we can develop new practices. We can bring new practices to the world. They will see your case study. They will respect that, oh, India have many. I was dreaming with Professor Ghosh that I wish to see India is full of many case studies. I bring people around the world, instead of taking them to Japan, taking them to Singapore, Slovenia, Austria, and so on, I bring them to India. They not see only the beauty of India, okay? They see actually the best case studies that has been done. And maybe Nashik will be the leading one. Okay, today we say no, Mumbai, I was telling him Mumbai, Pune, but maybe he proved me wrong. Maybe Nashik will be the best place because of you guys, okay? You have the power more than us to do the cycle and to bring better practices.
So हमने ये पता लगाने के बाद कि हम कौन सी प्रॉब्लम को सॉल्व कर सकते हैं, क्या कर सकते हैं, उसके बाद में हम जो प्रॉब्लम को सॉल्व करते हैं या हम उसमें घुसते हैं, हमारा माइंडसेट डेवलप होता है। जैसे सर ने 4 चीज बोली, एटीट्यूड, बिहेवियर, रिफ्लेक्शन एंड अजम्पशंस। ये 4 चीजें हमारे माइंडसेट में तभी आएगी जब हम प्रैक्टिस करें, जब हम असली में काम करें। और काम करने के बाद हमने जो काम किया है वो बाहर के लोग स्टडी करेंगे, पूरी दुनिया के लोग स्टडी करेंगे और उससे सीखेंगे। सो ये पूरा साइकिल है और ये कंप्लीट हो सकता है हमारे काम करने से, हमारे प्रोजेक्ट सब कर रहे हैं। प्रोजेक्ट इन द सेंस ना लिखना ये सब नहीं, फील्ड वर्क, totally फील्ड वर्क।
And this is the real cycle of curiosity. Many people, they say when they are studying, I cannot focus. Mama, Baba, I cannot focus. I said to her, you get irritated during exam. Why? because you've been studying so much in the book, you didn't go outside to see the field and reality. But if you have studying really in different way, in the school of life, you would have not got this hesitation. So your focus ability will be more the more you observe things in different way.
So हमारा फोकस कहाँ होना चाहिए? हमें बस एग्जाम के टाइम पढ़ना नहीं है या बस सिर्फ बुक में पढ़ाई करके हमको बाहर ही मतलब बाहर कुछ नहीं चल रहा है, हमें कोई पता नहीं बाहर का, अपन सब पढ़े जा रहे हमको डेवलपमेंट कहाँ से मिलेगी? जब हम बाहर जाएं और बाहर से सीखें, मतलब बाहर जाएंगे तब हम सीखेंगे जो बुक में नहीं है। सो ये तभी हो सकता है जब हम कोई प्रैक्टिस करें या फिर जब हम कोई प्रोजेक्ट करें असली फील्ड में।
So if you go to the field, inshallah today, I will challenge this school, this class, that you get, inshallah, most of you register to do projects with us. We'll let you define the projects. Okay, if you don't define, we'll help you to define certain projects. But you know your community better than us, okay? And different issues, and relevant to migration of youth, relevant unemployment, unpaid women, harassment of women, boys, they are not getting proper jobs, you name it, any problem, poverty, poor people, how to help them, waste, whatever you want, we can work with you on that. Based on, you start seeing this important thing. These are called the relations of curiosity. Okay, they start with you as a human capital. The most important thing in life is you. You are a capital. You are more important than, I didn't say finance, I didn't say money, I didn't say house, I didn't say car. You are the capital. You are the differentiation that will make for India, either make India stay as it is, or really will be a world-class country that change the whole world.
So sir, he wants to say that कि हम कोई भी चीज पैसे या कुछ हम किसी चीज से मतलब कोई चीज इन्फ्लुएंस नहीं कर सकते, हम किसी चीज से पैसे से पूरी दुनिया को चेंज नहीं कर सकते। चेंज कौन कर सकता है? ह्यूमन कैपिटल, मतलब हम ही रिसोर्स है, पैसा रिसोर्स नहीं है, हम रिसोर्स है। You people are resource, and he wants you guys, ये चाहते हैं कि आप लोग प्रोजेक्ट करें, मतलब आप खुद टॉपिक डिसाइड।
Even when we are studying the others,
yes,
they are resources. Even if they are poor,
right,
let's see inside them what capital they have.
yes. अगर आपका इकोनॉमिक बैकग्राउंड सही नहीं है, कुछ नहीं है, मतलब पैसे की ये है वो है, तो that's not an issue, ये कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं है। पर आपके दिमाग में क्या है वो बाहर आना चाहिए। आपके दिमाग में क्या है आप ये खुद का कर सकते हो, आपको इनसे ज्यादा पता है क्योंकि आप यहाँ के लोकल हो, आपको पता है कि यहाँ की प्रॉब्लम्स क्या है, जॉब्स नहीं मिलती, उसके बाद में लड़कियों को हरासमेंट होती है या किसी चीज की प्रॉब्लम होती है, तो हम उसको कैसे सॉल्व कर सकते हैं?
The second capital, which is more important than money, social relation. Sometimes someone is poor, better than me. Okay, I have money, but he have more relation with people, so he can create money in different way, and can create legacy or outcome in different way.
पैसे वाले लोग हैं बहुत सारे, लेकिन उनके पास रिलेशन नहीं है, लोग जोड़ना उनको नहीं आता। लोग जोड़ना कैसे लोगों को आता है? जो फील्ड पे जाते हैं, जो बाहर रहते हैं, और वो उससे ज्यादा पैसे कमा के उसके लेवल तक पहुंच सकता है।
So we should be curious about these people. We should utilize these people more, because maybe they have social capital, but they are not using it. Especially if they are living in this big families, right, or a very good neighborhood. We can make lots of money from good neighborhood. In Morocco, for example, we did very good case study, because this neighborhood, they are very cooperative with each other, they make sharing, they give chairs to each other when there is visitors and so on. We made them ecotourism village.
So मोरक्को में ये गए थे, उन्होंने देखा कि वहाँ पे मतलब शेयरिंग काफी है, सोशलिटी काफी है, वहाँ पे लोग काफी एक दूसरे से जुड़ते हैं। तो हमें ऐसे जुड़ने वाले लोग चाहिए जो सारे सोसाइटी को जोड़ के एक रिसोर्स बना सके। पैसा ही सब कुछ नहीं है, लोग ज्यादा इम्पोर्टेंट।
So they are not only they have beautiful river and so on, but people they come and see how much we are losing in our capital life, because we are becoming very financial oriented, right? How much we are losing. In my Bahrain, for example, I know only my two neighbors, but I don't know the third neighbor or the fourth neighbor. But this village, the whole village, when there is a visitor, directly someone will cook the tea, someone will cook. They don't have communication. They don't have mobile or anything, WhatsApp and so on. Directly they will understand, someone will bring something. See how much we are living the same spirit.
अब जैसे इनके देश में बाहर जा रहे हैं, he lives there, जहाँ ये रहते हैं, इनको पता है मेरे साइड में कौन रहता है, मेरे यहाँ पर, लेकिन मेरे आजू बाजू कौन रहता है इनको नहीं पता, क्योंकि सारे अपने अपने में बिजी है। लेकिन जब ये विलेज में गए थे, वहाँ पे ना फोन है, ना व्हाट्सएप है, ना कुछ है, फिर भी उनको पता है कि सारा गांव एक दूसरे से कनेक्टेड है, सबको पता है कि ये कहाँ है, वो कहाँ है। अगर कोई मेहमान भी आता है तो कोई चाय लाता है, कोई खाना लाता है, कोई कुछ लाता है, तो इतने ऐसे जुड़े हुए हैं ये लोग।
So the third one is natural capital. Dr. Dunya maybe later on she speak about the model. She'll tell you. For example, when we did the case study of Marhamat, which is very popular case study we have done, we published many papers about it. This is a professor. This is an organization that's work like same as you, social work. They help the poor people. They feed 300, 500 families. So you can say about 3,000 people a day, they wait for their meal. They give them meals, okay? But inside these 3,000, there was lots of natural capital. Lots of them, they are living near the river. So do they need really to eat every day a cooked meal from somewhere? They have very good fish. The best river in the world is in Bosnia. I'm talking about the case study. So this is an example of how much sometimes the people are living near natural capital, but they are not using it.
अब जैसे बॉस्निया में भी उन्होंने एग्जांपल दिया केस स्टडी ये 3,000 लोगों की कुक फूड खाना बना हुआ खाना उनको 3,000 लोगों को देते थे, लेकिन उनमें से कुछ लोग जो नदी के पास रहते थे या कुछ रहते थे वो खुद का आराम से कल्टीवेट कर सकते हैं, उनके पास नेचर का पावर था, नदी है तो नदी में आराम से कल्टीवेट कर सकते हैं, उनको क्यों किसी का खाना लेने की जरूरत पड़ी? सो वो यूटिलाइज नहीं कर रहे नेचर कैपिटल, हमें यूटिलाइज करना है।
Same thing we found is that, for example, many of these people, of these 500 families, majority, 40%, they are youth like you. So they are waiting for the meal to come. Do they really supposed to wait for the meal to come? They are youth, they could have brought any business, even if they put a table in front of their house and they sell tea.
So इनमें से जैसे 3,000 लोग हैं उसमें से 40% यूथ है। यूथ है तो यूथ को हम हमारे जैसे यूथ है तो उनको जरूरत है मतलब किसी का दिया हुआ खाना खाने की, वो खुद की अपॉर्चुनिटी नहीं क्रिएट कर सकते, वो खुद का टेबल डाल के कुछ बेच के वो पैसे कमा सकते हैं, वो डबल उससे खा सकते हैं या कुछ डेवलप कर सकते हैं, पर वो नहीं हो रहा है उसमें।
So the last thing will be the financial capital. Tell me a case that you do with these four, prove to me that you have tried all these four, then the financial capital will come. We are not a charity organization, but we can link you to different organizations that can help you to develop their financial status. But after you have tried with your case study, the last thing, the last solution, if we couldn't improve them, we'll do the financial. Now, unfortunately, most of our people, they think always about financial. Even this college can be a cost center or it can be a profit center. Profit center not to take money from you, but to make you do projects so that the school can sell to outside. And this is the way that we're supposed to work.
So, हर एक चीज के लिए पैसा लगता है, सबको पता है, पैसे के बिना कुछ होता नहीं है। पर हमें पैसा कब मिलेगा? पैसा इन द सेंस मतलब जो हम काम कर रहे हैं उसका ये फल कब मिलेगा? जब हम ये सारी चीजें ट्राई कर लें, जब हम सारे नेचुरल रिसोर्सेज जैसे कहा रिवर के आजू बाजू है, फिर सोशियो इकोनॉमी मतलब हम हमारे रिसोर्सेज, ह्यूमन रिसोर्सेज ये सब यूटिलाइज करके ये सारा प्रोसेस करके बाद में उस चीज का आता है। तो अगर हम ऐसा करें, ठीक है, सो दे कैन ब्रिंग अस द फंडिंग, दिस आर नॉट टू डोनेट, ये डोनेट करने नहीं है कि हाँ पैसा ले लो जाओ ये सब करो, ये ऐसा करने नहीं है, ठीक है। आप जब ये सब सारा कुछ ट्राई करोगे तो जो भी हेल्प है, जो भी कॉजेस है, सो दे कैन आल्सो क्रिएट अ प्रॉफिट फॉर कॉलेज, ये कॉलेज के लिए प्रॉफिट होगा तो इन शॉर्ट आप सबके लिए होगा।
So when we become curious, it's an exercise I wanted to do with you, but I'm worried about time. When we become curious, based on what I'm saying.
So हमारी जागरूकता कब बढ़ती है? हमारी जागरूकता इन द सेंस हमारी क्यूरियोसिटी सीखने की क्षमता कब बढ़ती है? हमको क्यूरियोसिटी कब बढ़ती है? So इसके लिए एक्सरसाइज है।
Yeah. Anybody want to answer? How can we become more curious?
हम और कैसे सोच सकते हैं? क्या कर सकते हैं?
Because if you are see, curiosity is like a gauge. You have 0, you have 10. Okay? How you evaluate yourself in curiosity from 0 to 10? How we can improve our curiosity from 0 to 10? We want to move toward 10%. 10 out of 10, I am very curious. Everything I want to solve. Even if I don't have the power, everywhere I go, I'm telling you I try to solve it. Okay? So how do I become this level? What will make you to come to this level? Yes, ma'am. Give her applause because she raised her. First thing, you're supposed to be not hesitating to make a failure. Okay? Fail. Because with failure you learn. Yes, ma'am.
Sir, when we observe the things very carefully, then only we will start thinking that what is this? Why is this happening? Why we cannot we cannot solve these problems?
Excellent.
Then only we will think that yes, now we can solve.
Excellent.
That
Give her applause. I said I know. You see, but she used the right word as she's saying. Observation is one of the breakdown of my mindset. The more I observe things in different way, observe not means like this. I watch the AC working or not, and I take no, oh, it's working. No, is it working enough? Does it have enough air? Does it have a problem? Is the fan affecting the AC or not? Okay, I see all the situation. Then I bring someone else. I cannot change my perspective. I study it from different places. Okay, is it covering this part of the class? Because this guy in the back is sleeping, is enjoying his time because he is having cold air. Okay, so example. Okay, what's happening around me? Yes, ma'am.
So when we will observe things carefully, that time the questions will arise in our mind, and that time we will think that no, this can happen, no, this can happen. Then only we will think of development and that research and all.
Okay. Give her applause again. Okay, and I'll give you one book. This is my book. Come. This is one of my books. Okay, download it. This is from Amazon. You can download it from the internet. Okay, it have the number there. This is an example of a lady I'm looking to work with. Okay, she didn't hesitate. Even she said something maybe we did, either we don't know. Okay, we will learn from her, or she will tell her, oh no, but maybe you could have done it this way, you are said it this way, and she will learn more. Because by the way, one of the principles of learning is that what you have the gut to try. Always have the gut to try. One of our problems, especially in our same culture in Bahrain, shame of failure. No shame of failure. The more you try, you are, especially ladies, I'm telling you, also men sometimes more less shy. But ladies, don't feel shy of trying anything in life. Okay, the more you try, the more you discover. Okay, so let's go to now the models which Dr. Dania will.
She would like to answer again.
Yes, ma'am. Please, another. I have a book, sir. So many books here. I can.
When we interact with the people who have problem in society, either the मतलब हम अगर दूर से ही देखते रहेंगे तो नहीं कुछ हो सकता. अगर हम उनसे इंटरेक्ट हो और उनका प्रॉब्लम अगर हम जान लें तभी हम कुछ कर सकते हैं.
She's saying that if we see them, only see them, right?
Yes.
We see them from far and we are not getting anything. If we interact with them, if we get to know what are their problems and all, so we can help it and solve it in a better way.
Excellent. Okay, give her applause again. Another book for come. This is your economy book. Again, can be downloaded. It can be shared in your library, but you are the owner. Okay? You can share it also with your colleague who didn't get the other book. Thank you. Okay. Each of these books, by the way, expensive in the internet, but I wanted to give it to you so that to encourage you to share. So, by the way, if we start to think in curious way, just I will go two more slides, then we will open the door for also Dr. Dunya to say about it. The more we start to take two issues, pauses in life, take pauses, pauses, stop. In my birthday, in your birthday, in your New Year, in your academic year, in your celebration of holidays and so on, take a pause every 6 months or every year and say, how much did I change in my society? How much I am different this year than last year? Not different in mind or color or getting more weight or getting more tall or whatever, okay? But how much I really did change to my community to prove that I am learning, okay?
So it's all about changing. Change important है. तो हम अपने लाइफ में कभी भी पॉज लें, ठीक है? हमें कभी भी पॉज लेना चाहिए कि मतलब हमारा बर्थडे है, पिछले 1 साल हो गया, 2 साल हो गया, तो हमको कंपेयर करना चाहिए कि पिछले साल हम क्या थे और अभी क्या है, हमने खुद को क्या डेवलपमेंट में देखा है या क्या हम डेवलप हो रहे हैं. So पॉज लेके सोचो और देखो.
And the second thing is failures. So more failures, more learning from failures. Don't tell me you didn't fail in your life. We had different failures. Maybe we didn't fail in classes, but we failed in lots of things. Failing to address maybe our parents' needs, failing to address our neighbors' needs, failing to address our friends' needs, failing to address our community needs. We have different failures every day.
जो असफलता है, ठीक है, जो फेलियर है, जो हमारे मन में डर है, सबसे बड़ा डर वही है। हम हर चीज में हर कोई फेल हुआ अपने लाइफ में, ऐसा नहीं, ऐसा कोई भी एक आदमी नहीं है इस रूम में बैठा हुआ या बाहर में बैठा हुआ जो कभी फेल नहीं हुआ है, हर कोई फेल हुआ है। कोई एक्सपेक्टेशंस में फेल हुआ है, कुछ में फेल हुआ है, बट फेल हुआ है और हमने उससे सीखा है। सो फेलियर इज इंपॉर्टेंट टू लर्न।
And these are the filters. Pauses and failures are the filters that will take us to be more mindset that have forecasting of the future. Like we can see foresight the future in better way.
So failures, these are the filter, failures and pause. अगर हम ये दो चीजें लेना स्टार्ट करते हैं, पॉज, सोचे कि हाँ क्या हुआ था, और फेलियर, मैं क्यों फेल हुआ था, क्या हुआ था, और इसके बाद में हम सोचे और इसके बाद में हम इस पर काम करें, हमारा माइंडसेट डेफिनेटली चेंज होगा, ठीक है।
And this cannot happen by coincidence. Failure, it means we have to go, as our sister said, two sisters said, is we have to go towards the fire. We will not wait for the fire till something happened to me. I will go towards problems, okay? And because I will go towards problems, I'll start to see opportunity in the problems, okay? I'll be more resilient because now I will not look only for solutions. When I have a problem in my life, what I look for usually? Solution. Please help me. I can't pay the tuition of this year. I cannot go to school. I don't have enough transport. But I see the problem, opportunities. So my mindset will be different. Yes.
अगर आप हर एक प्रॉब्लम में कोई अपॉर्चुनिटी ढूंढो, उसको सॉल्यूशन तो है, दैट्स द पॉइंट, राइट? बट हर एक प्रॉब्लम अपॉर्चुनिटी भी होता है। फॉर एन एग्जांपल, सर ने नहीं बोला पर मैं ऐड करना चाहूंगा, हम कचरा देखते हैं यहाँ वहाँ, ठीक है, ये प्रॉब्लम लग रहा है, पर इसमें अपॉर्चुनिटी तो है, वेस्ट मैनेजमेंट, दैट्स एन अपॉर्चुनिटी है, इससे पैसे भी कमा सकते हैं, पैसे बहुत कुछ कमा सकते हैं। सो वी हैव टू सी अपॉर्चुनिटीज इन प्रॉब्लम्स।
So we call this type curious mindset, right? Once we reach to this, we see opportunity in every problem around us. This is the curious mindset.
So जब हम हर एक प्रॉब्लम में अपना क्या कहते हैं उसको देखेंगे, क्या अपॉर्चुनिटीज देखेंगे हर एक प्रॉब्लम में, सो तब हमारा दिमाग क्यूरियस होगा, तब हमारा दिमाग ज्यादा वर्क करेगा और हम ज्यादा अच्छे से सॉल्व कर पाएंगे प्रॉब्लम।
Okay, so Dr. Dunya will come now to tell you about some of the cases we have done.
I think Dr. by now he can say them directly.
Okay, directly you can say about this case. This case is about poverty kindergartens, which means they are street pickers. Street pickers, okay, pickers, okay. They are they usually create children who are pickers like them, right? This project that we did with this kindergarten, that they would collect the children, these children, street pickers, and we give them different values besides education.
So say this is a case study, okay? ये इन्होंने सॉल्व किया प्रॉब्लम 900 से ज़्यादा प्रॉब्लम ने सॉल्व किया, तो उसमें से ये एक है। So this is of Bosnia. So वहाँ पे जो बच्चे दिख रहे हैं, you can point out the children.
This is the children.
So जो बच्चे दिख रहे हैं, वहाँ पे वो सड़क पे भीख मांगा करते थे, नॉट चोरी वगैरह ये सब नहीं, भीख मांगा करते। तो उनको एजुकेशन में लाके, कैसे उनको एजुकेशन में लाया है और कैसे उनको एजुकेशन के साथ साथ दूसरे भी वैल्यूज सिखाया है। वैल्यूज मतलब संस्कार, कि और दूसरे क्या संस्कार दिए उनको एजुकेशन के साथ में।
Okay, other case study which is here again, I'll just explain to you. We started to make youth like you. They go and solve society problems through organizing with schools or colleges or universities. Again, this case especially in Bosnia and Slovenia, okay? Because our center, by the way, not in Bahrain. And I thank you to say we are Bahrainis, but we are really international citizens. We don't live only in Bahrain, we live all over the world. We don't like to be only identified as Bahrainis. Unfortunately, people think of Bahrain, so that's Bahrain project. No, this is an international project that we'd like everybody to share. So these ladies and these boys, they started to go to the radio. Because we found in Bosnia, not only people need inspiration, they need aspiration before the inspiration. So we started to build a radio program and the TV program to talk about the youth projects, what they have done towards the society.
So इन्होंने एक और प्रोजेक्ट किया था जो पहले सक्सेसफुल है। वहाँ के जो यूथ थे, तो वो लोग ज़्यादा इंटरेस्टेड, वो लोग ज़्यादा मतलब उनको एस्पायर करने के पहले इंस्पायर किया, ठीक है? तो इंस्पायर करने के लिए एक्सपायर किया। तो उन्होंने पहले क्या किया, रेडियो पे जाके, रेडियो पे कम्युनिकेट करके जो डिफरेंट प्रोजेक्ट्स है या डिफरेंट काम है कि वो करना, ये हमारा प्रोजेक्ट है, जैसे कुछ वेस्ट मिसमैनेजमेंट हो गया या कुछ भी हो गया, जो दूसरा है जस्ट एजुकेशन प्रॉब्लम है, तो उन्होंने इंस्पायर किया रेडियो के थ्रू, तो वो एक केस स्टडी थी उनकी और वो इंस्पायर हुए.
We started to go also for schools, for example, different countries, in Morocco and Bosnia and Slovenia, where migration is very high. The government say 49% of Bosnians, they migrate, 49. Our field study proven it is 69% of Bosnians migrate. Approximately 70%, يعني out of each 10, 7 will migrate, leave the country. Do you think this country will develop? No, because the middle class or who are educated, they will shrink. So mostly will stay the poor or the rich people.
So उन्होंने ये आइडेंटिफाई कंट्री में बॉस्निया में या जो दूसरी भी जगह है, ये माइग्रेशन रेट उनका बहुत ज्यादा है. अभी यूथ हमने पढ़ लिख लिया, ठीक है, हम बोलते हैं कि हमको अपने सोसाइटी में हमको बाहर जाके पैसे कमाने, यूएस में ये बाहर जाके हमको पैसे कमाने, पर गवर्नमेंट ने रेट दिया था, गवर्नमेंट ने कहा था कि सिर्फ 36% जा रहे हैं, पर जब इन्होंने खुद गए ये फील्ड में तो बहुत ज्यादा निकला. असलियत गवर्नमेंट जो फिगर दिखा कि वो असलियत वो ऊपर से लेती है, तो हम वो फील्ड पे जाके निकाल सकते हैं और वो माइग्रेशन रेट उन्होंने कम किया. अगर सारे पढ़े लिखे सारे मिडिल क्लास लोग चले जाए तो बचेंगे कौन? गरीब लोग बचेंगे और वो कंट्री कभी डेवलप कर ही नहीं पाएगी.
So we did very good role models of how many people like you graduated and started their own business in the country or started to change things inside the country. Or they go to study in USA or Europe, but they came back again and contributed to the country.
तो जैसे बहुत सारे हमारे जैसे लोग हैं, हम पढ़ के हम बाहर जा रहे हैं पढ़ने के लिए, पर हम ऐसा नहीं कि वहीं पे सेटल हो जाए. हमारे जो देश ने दिया था हम फिर से हम माइग्रेट करके हम हमारा थिंक हमारा नॉलेज सब यूटिलाइज करके हम कैसे प्रॉब्लम सॉल्व करते हैं, दैट इज इम्पोर्टेंट. और ये सक्सेसफुल केस स्टडी से किया था.
In certain countries like Bahrain, we had at certain times suicide was very high. And I heard from my reading about India, before I come here, I read many statistics, but unfortunately I didn't sit down with you. One of the most dangerous statistics, we still have many suicide rates in India, especially women, okay, or especially farmers, because they can't pay their debt or something like this, okay. So in Bahrain especially, we studied this issue through youth again, and collaboration with lots of youth. And we found out, for example, because we are scientists, we observe by eye and also by numbers, okay, by all our 5 senses, okay. We found out that most of the suicide, there was an alarm. There was a red light telling us, come on, an accident will come, someone will suicide. But nobody noticed this red light. You know what these red lights are? A problem that you have in India too much today, called anxiety. Okay? Lots of people, they become anxious. Even you guys, even among girls, by the way, or boys who are studying. Okay? So anxiety, we need to manage anxiety. Anxiety is not bad because God has given us anxiety so that it raises our curiosity, our interest about things. But if it is too much and always we are anxious about everything, we'll live a miserable life. Then people will start to think about suicide. So for that we started to put programs how to manage anxiety and avoid giving people drugs for, anxiety and so on.
So main issue इन्होंने स्टडी किया है जो बाहर में था सुसाइड रेट्स, और ये अनफॉर्चुनेटली हमारे कंट्री में भी है सुसाइड रेट. जो आत्महत्या कर लेते हैं फार्मर्स हो गए, भले लोन के इससे हो गया या कुछ अलग रीजन से हो गया. उसका रीजन क्या? एंजाइटी, क्यूरियोसिटी ज्यादा, मतलब नॉर्मल लेवल पे रहना ठीक है, हाई रहना ठीक है, पर उससे ज्यादा अगर क्यूरियोसिटी होता है तो ये मतलब बेचैनी बढ़ा देता है हमारी. मतलब ये हो जाता है क्या करूं, ये करूं कि वो करूं, ये करूं कि वो करूं, तो उससे बहुत ज्यादा माइंड में कंफ्यूजन और प्रेशर बिल्ड हो जाता है, उसको एंजाइटी कहते हैं. और इसके चलते हम सुसाइड कर लेते हैं, ये कर लेते हैं. सो उन्होंने वो इससे किया है एंजाइटी मैनेजमेंट विदाउट टेकिंग ड्रग्स. इसके लिए फार्मास्यूटिकल में ड्रग भी दिया जाता है एंजाइटी कंट्रोल करने के लिए. ये मतलब बहुत उसके इफेक्ट्स बहुत होते हैं, जैसे सुन हो जाता है, ये वो हो जाता है. So without that they have started.
So you have many problems. We have about more than 35 case studies I want to show you very quickly, but no time. I wanted to conclude here, there are many problems in our society, different than the ones I said, okay? So you need to see which problems you want to solve. The most important thing you can do today is to register your name with Nickel and your number and so on and your email and say, I'm willing to change from today. I want to do something for modern society. If I am more educated, I'll prove that I'm more educated. My college have managed to make me a different person because you want to contribute. Okay? Even if we lie to you, even if you don't see our faces, just doing this step itself is an improvement. Okay?
So at last we would like to conclude ये खत्म करना चाहते हैं उनपे कि आप हमारे साथ रजिस्टर करें जैसे in the sense हमारे साथ काम करिए प्रोजेक्ट्स पे डिफरेंट काइंड ऑफ प्रोजेक्ट्स जैसे सर भी हमारे साथी हैं तो सर भी हमको हेल्प करेंगे हमारे कॉलेज में प्रोजेक्ट्स रन करने के लिए ताकि हमारा जो सर ने पूरा लेक्चर दिया जिसके बारे में कि हमारा माइंडसेट डेवलप हो हम डेवलप करें हमारी क्यूरियोसिटी बढ़े और कैसे हम सोसाइटी का प्रॉब्लम सॉल्व करें और कैसे खुद को एम्पावर करें जैसे हम सोसाइटी का प्रॉब्लम सॉल्व करेंगे हम खुद भी एम्पावर होंगे हम खुद भी एंटरप्रेन्योरशिप चालू कर सकते हैं कुछ भी बहुत कुछ कर सकते हैं तो ये खुद दूसरों के बेनिफिट के लिए भी और खुद के बेनिफिट के लिए भी ठीक है सो आई विल जस्ट पास ऑन दीस शीट्स ओके राइट योर नेम नंबर एंड ईमेल आईडी so that we can work further for program okay so
and let me challenge my wife Dr. Dunya she always say humanity studies like sociology and so on like professor they are more field oriented science people they like only to stay in the labs and inside near the tables calculating mathematics and so on prove they are wrong okay prove to them that they are wrong yes so I would like before may I
मुझे इतना समझना चाहिए कि सभी को समझ में आया ना इतना ध्यान में रखना ये प्रॉब्लम सॉल्विंग एक सेंटर है हम लोग नासिक में क्रिएट कर रहे हैं जैसे मैंने शुरुआत में जैसा बताया ना कि प्रॉब्लम्स आर मेनी लेकिन आपका जो कंट्रीब्यूशन है कि इस प्रोजेक्ट में आप माने हिस्सा ले सकते हो ओके एंड इस कॉलेज में एक ग्रुप क्रिएट करके हम कोई तो भी एक प्रॉब्लम को आइडेंटिफाई करके सपोज जैसे कि उन्होंने एग्जांपल दिया हमारे इधर जैसे ओबेसिटी बढ़ते जा रहे हैं ओके जैसे कि लोग ज्यादा एंजाइटी लेने से उसका साइड इफेक्ट क्या होता है तो इस तरह से हम कुछ ना कुछ अभी कुछ फाइनल नहीं है बट लेकिन एटलीस्ट वन प्रोजेक्ट के लिए हम लोग सब काम करेंगे ओके और इसीलिए अब ये जो निखिल सिंह है आपने सबका नाम उनको देना है इधर हम लोग जब प्रोजेक्ट लॉन्च करेंगे आप इस प्रोजेक्ट के लिए काम करेंगे ओके
तुमच्याकडे जो कागद दिलेला आहे त्याच्यावर तुमचं नाव लिहा वर्ग लिहा आणि मोबाईल नंबर ईमेल आयडी
अच्छा अभी
सगळं इंग्रजीत लिहा
ये काम के साथ और एक अनाउंसमेंट है ये जो IIE है इंटरनेशनल इंस्टीट्यूट ऑफ इंस्पिरेशन इकोनॉमी एंड PRDF के तरफ से हम एक मोमेंटो दे रहे हैं कॉलेज के लिए और प्रिंसिपल सर को हम रिक्वेस्ट कर रहे हैं
थैंक यू सर important concept you can do with your team when you start your projects okay this is taking pledge every day okay taking a pledge that make my mindset very focused I will crack this problem nobody will stop me to crack this problem okay we have God has given us I'll explain prof hand because it's much bigger than my hand it's easier God has given us here area where we call it empathy area because here the area where is the blood flow is high okay actually it's part of Hindu religion concept and so on and learning from all these concepts and so on okay so this is the area where we keep each other hand these two is meeting each other okay when we shake each other hand actually this is a small one meeting this big one you can see how much big okay mashallah okay so this is where we prove that we are having one team one body okay this is example of what you can do with your team. So stand up please.
All of you please stand up.
Yes. Raise your right hand up. Right hand up. Right hand up. Left hand down. Right hand up. Right hand up like this. Yes. Okay.
The right up, left
yes.
down.
Left hand down. And you clap with your friend, your sister or your brother. Clap like this. Like this. Okay. Yes, like this, huh? Not like this. See, like this. You can only do with your husband, okay, or your wife, okay, like this not allowed. Too dangerous, you will fly, okay? I don't want you to fly today, okay? But like this, okay? So repeat after me, okay? Alone we are weak.
Alone we are weak.
I want a higher sound because other colleges show that.
जोर से बोलना.
Yes. Alone we are weak.
Alone we are weak.
Together we are strong.
Together we are strong.
Alone we are weak.
Alone we are weak.
Together we are strong.
Together we are strong.
As the world moves forward,
As the world moves forward,
we shall keep in step.
we shall be the same.
My opinion is of no importance.
As of no importance.
The only thing of importance
The only thing of importance
is the reality.
is the reality.
Being science graduates,
Being science graduates,
being graduates that want to change the world,
being graduates,
it's all about teamwork.
it's all about teamwork.
Let teamwork. Let India. Let Nashik. Let our principal.
Know the names of these two ladies members who are
Gitanjali
And Prajakta.
Prajakta. I thank you all the team from
PRDF and
PRDF. I thank you to all of you for being with us, giving an inspiration, giving an insight, giving a hand to prepare a mindset of the youth who are the citizens of the country in future. They are the leaders. So thank you very much
Thank you,
again.
sir, for giving us a chance.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. So hopefully you register your name, huh? So that we see you
कागद जो
again.
सर्क्युलेट केला आहे त्याच्यात तुमचं नाव लिहा, वर्ग लिहा.
Not compulsory.
So let me introduce this faculty and request to all of you की तुमची प्रत्येकाची ओळख द्या. Tell them your name, your area of specialization, your subject, and what is your interest area. So I request from one of the parties. They will start from here and request.
Dr.
Introduce
Jayashri Patil from Department of Psychology. My area of interest is health psychology as well as child psychology.
By the way, we depend a lot
On psychology.
on solving problem through psychology.
Yeah.
I am Nanda Devi Borse, Hindi department, and my interest is languages,
Languages.
literature.
Literature.
I am Dr. Sandhya Somakondar, Department of Economics. Microeconomics is my special subject.
थोडंसं मोठ्याने सांगितलं तुम्हाला. किमान ऐकायला तरी
So you
देऊ.
are our sister. You are
Yes.
We work in solving economics problems.
Yes.
Social.
Socioeconomic.
Social.
Yeah. So we handle it from different ways. From society wise or then.
Dr. Rupali Shinde, Department of Commerce, Specialization Commerce.
Oh.
Myself, Dr. Megha Mapre, Mathematics department. My area of interest is to communicate every person very soft.
Nice. Very good.
Myself, Dr. Mukul, Department of Chemistry. I am done my PhD in medicinal chemistry, under medicinal chemistry, and now working as a in this department as a head of the department. And I am guiding all the spectroscopy chemistry and all the points.
I used to work a lot because I'm medical physics background.
I am Anand Sir, Department of English, and particularly interested in language teaching. I am Chandra Prakash Kamble, Department of History, interest subject Indian history. I am Dr. Santosh Velve. My area of research work is remote sensing and GIS, and my specialization is geography.
We did lots of work in GIS in Bahrain with the government, improving GIS ways of utilization.
I'm Dr. Vasant. I'm teaching physics, and my specialization is especially electronics. I'm working in software development packages.
He's also from the physics department.
I'm now more of management.
Okay,
I used to
physics
be-
and management.
Yes.
Now he believes in
I have two
multidisciplinary.
certificates. Professor under management, but I'm also retired now, just dedicated for this project majorly.
I'm Alvin Nashik, Vice President, Sociology.
Sociology.
Tribal education.
Private education, huh? Okay, very nice.
let me introduce myself. I'm Dilip Kute, and I teach English, and my specialization is linguistics.
Okay, excellent. You know, we did a study in Bahrain that for measuring inspiring students, and one of the measures we found, besides they need to do lots of projects, they also would change their mindset, because today I was talking a lot about the mindset and how to raise the curiosity of the person, and what is the relation between our anatomy and our physiology and our psychology, and creating a curious mind. Okay. And one of the things that we found about those inspiring students, besides their ability to contribute more, because inspiring means for us, they are more persistent, perseverance, they will take challenges as opportunities, failures as opportunities. One of the things we found also, they are multilingual. The more they learn languages, and I think India is a very good opportunity for that, okay, the more they'll be creative mind. You agree, right, huh?
Yeah.
Creative minds, a lot come from also being multilingual. So this is one of the studies, by the way, we did, and we published good papers and books on that.
Nikhil, you can also introduce.
Myself Nikhil Singh, and I'm the student of KTHM College and pursuing my MSc Electronics in second year. And by the way, I have published 2 research papers in material science field, ammonia gas sensors. And right now I'm fully dedicated and fully working on the concept of youth inspiration economy as well, and spokesperson of PRDF, that is Peace Research and Development Foundation, established in Nashik for India and other things. So we are recently collaborated with Dr. Mohammad Buheji and Dr. Dunya ma'am for IIIE. So we are working on the concept, and we are like more interested to doing the field work, to doing the projects rather than the theoretical. We want to measure that things scientifically, but by doing the project works on the ground basis. So we're gonna need help of you guys, and students, they are interested, so you're most welcome for that. Yeah.
तर त्यांचा इंटरेस्ट असा आहे की फील्ड बेस्ड ओरिएंटेशनने काही मल्टीडिसिप्लिनरी स्टडीजचे प्रोजेक्ट्स आपल्याला करता येतील का? इफ येस, then what are the areas where we would like to go ahead with? There can be a collaboration, there can be a exchange. Is it exchange program or collaborative studies? Is it possible? So you can let us know
Let me nature of. I'll explain to them, and you can comment also. First of all, we'd like to thank you, especially you, because we met lots of vice chancellors, principals of colleges and so on. But frankly, I don't know how they missed that, because even though we said that, they didn't bring their staff except to the lecture. They didn't bring them to discuss. We want to have with you here like a deep dialogue, even though I'm a little bit sick today, but I'm willing to invest my energy for you, because you guys, you are the ones who prepare our future. You are the real, leaders of preparing the future leaders of the country. And this school, because it's not, we're going to Sandeep, for example. We know there is special people only to go to Sandeep, who have money, something like this. But here is different. We are taking different level of the society. And we know from experience, because I studied more than 1,000 inspiring persons, including Gandhi, for example. Okay? And we found Abdul Kalam, for example, also. Okay, Professor Abdul Kalam. We found these people, not necessarily they come from rich families. Sometimes they come from the slums. The one they control now today is Silicon Valley. Okay, they are mostly from the poor families in India. But they are running Facebook and the CEOs of these areas. So, thank you again, sir, for that opportunity. What we do, guys, what we are asking you to think about and so on. As Prof said, we don't want you to think about your specialty. Think about the problems around, and then we address it through your specialty and multidisciplinary. Okay? Let's break our mindset, controlled mindset, because most of our mindset is really controlled, especially when we become academics. We see things only from certain perspectives. The more we integrate with the society problems, okay, and build bridges, because universities today are measured by either their citations and how many professors they have published in a well impact factor, or they are measured by how many bridges they did with their community. We are talking about both. We are helping you to do 2-in-1. Okay? Like buying something and getting third one also free. Okay? The two things are very related. For that we have journals. We have 2 journals. You can publish with us or you can publish with other journals, but we'll help you to publish for sure. That's our goal. But we cannot publish while we are talking about only our discipline. I'm sure you are trying to publish in different journals in your disciplinary. We are talking about multidisciplinary, like Prof has talked today to us, and we learn from him a lot. Okay, that's the approach that's coming for the future. That's the approach that's going to change our students. Okay, and we even let them use their frontal lobe more, their two side of the brain more. Then once they see that the professor of mathematics, professor of linguistics, professor of psychology, sociology, and so on, they're working together to solve a specific problem. Around this university, if I tell you now, observe around this university. How many problems we have? So much. I'm not saying don't go more than even 50 meters. Just 50 meters from the wall, from your boundary wall. How many problems do you have in the society? So many, right? Poverty, people who are disabled, people who maybe don't have proper access, okay, people they cannot afford education, unemployed people, people who have maybe are working in a wrong business, women that is unemployed, families with instability, you name it. I don't want to explain to you about your community problem. You are the experts. I'm not trying to here be the expert. I'm just reminding you that there is lots of opportunities for us. If the psychologist only tackle it, she'll tackle it only from psychological point of view. But if the mathematician with me, and the linguistic guy with me, and the sociology guy with me, and we come all of us as a team, and we create from our students this, we'll head 2-in-1. We'll solve socio-economic problems in different ways. We'll bring up lots of assets, because as I was explaining in the lecture, God has given us more assets than money. Unfortunately, because we live in capital-based economy, every solution is based on what? On money. But there is lots of solutions. Many people have more wealth than money. Actually, sometimes the more you are wealthy, the more you have less assets. In reality, they have physical assets, but they will not have other assets. But for example, you see their relation may be not good with others, or maybe they don't have enough relations. Okay? Or they use their relations to go for political position or something like this. What we are calling here is, let us see our society, what are their problems. I mean, I'll talk about 50 meters just around the boundary. This is the first exercise. I hope humbly, I ask you to study. Then say, let us do a community within 50 meters. Okay, that's free of drugs, free of alcoholism problem, women with dignity, children that have their rights to educate, something like that, within 50 meters. That itself, it will make a world-class success stories. Okay, we did many studies like this. For example, we go to school. Dr. Dunya was talking today, and I said also this morning about, maybe I didn't say it. We found, for example, in certain countries, gambling is a disease. Not gambling one time. They became addicted. The mother take her child, 3-4 years old, to a gambling station. If she don't gamble every day, she'll get sick. Okay? I know there is still a problem here, not gambling, maybe something else. Okay? Maybe drinking, maybe something like this, okay? And for that we find lots of problems come after that. Suicide, people run away, people would like to migrate, people want to desert their families, elderly are thrown in the street, something like this as a result of this. So we need to study these issues together and create from them a good example. Even doing 2-3 projects as a model, it will be a success story for India. Okay? And I was telling Professor this morning, if we plan to make India, because in 2025 or 2035, many people are saying, "Khalas, India will be number 1." Okay? But in economic, the more you develop an economy, it doesn't mean you are developing quality of life. It doesn't mean you are creating happiness. Am I right, ma'am? Yeah. Okay? Happiness is a different issue. So we'll have lots of middle class people, but there are lots of poverty people who middle class are coming on their head. Okay? Or lots of middle class who will have problems in their health. like obesity, like diabetes, like blood pressure or anxiety. I was telling him one of the problems we tackled in Bahrain is anxiety. Why I tackled anxiety? The government called me. I have a project with government, 60 projects. I taken the whole government of Bahrain, signed by Prime Minister, to solve different problems government usually does. What government used to do when they have a lot of people having suicide, they started to open more psychiatric hospitals. Okay, brought more nurses for psychiatry, brought more staff for psychiatry, started to give more medicines for psychiatry. But in reality, suicide raised also. Okay, we have same problem with by the way, the diseases I told you, which we call them non-communicable diseases. These ones, the blood sugar, diabetes, and so on. Okay, asthma, blood pressure. So all of these, government usually what they do, they increase the number of beds. They have money. So what they do, they solve it only by money. But in reality, it doesn't solve the problem. We are number one in WHO, you know, World Health Organization, in being the best health centers. Each approximately 2,000 population, they are having health center fully equipped of everything. Maybe you will not find it even in hospitals here. But people are dying. Dying of what? Of these diseases.
The life expectation.
So we're also number one, and people dying of, they are young and they are having diseases too early because of middle class so much. They are eating fast food. The lifestyle is different. You'll have this problem also. So let's see, maybe there are earlier problems that you can see today, you can solve. The more we start to solve these problems, we are not doing it also for others. Always I say, also what's in it for me? I am as a professor, or you as I'm representing you, you as a professor, you will be having more exposure to overcoming your perspective. The problem now, we are so controlled by our specialty that we can't see any other perspective. Okay, we are so busy preparing for our lectures, trying to publish a paper, and so on. I know that reality, we are professors also. Okay, but let us also try to build bridges in our community through teams, because I know each one of you may be doing some work with NGO like this. I met also professors of my friends from India. I know they are doing their own job, different than no. Let's bring it from here also. Let's build a generation that they role model. Like I've seen a professor now with the picture, he's doing for the water, okay? So that the water reach other areas, other villages, okay? These projects, by the way, can create lots of changes for our students. And I prefer, for that I always say, Prof, I don't like closed book exams. For example, in my specialty, I will use, even for physics when I used to teach physics, I don't like closed book exams. I like open book exams. Why? Because I'm not teaching student for his memory. I'm teaching student for his contribution. How much he can contribute really to the subject, to the understanding, more than memorizing the formulas. Okay, right? And for that, even when we test them in this level. So I hope, maybe this is open. I want to open a discussion with you. This is a summary introduction of what I'm trying to say.
Maybe I just want to add that also you have also treasure. You have the students. And as Dr. Hamdi was saying, don't open book exams. Also, students when they go projects and they get examined by projects, I know they learn by listening. I know they learn by seeing when you take them to the NGO. But when they go and do the project themselves and you integrate the students, their teaching will be totally different. No, keep it. Okay, so their teaching will be totally different. They will learn much more. So even it will be good for your students, and your students' project also can be data for your publication. So you can use all these things. Mixing the students together. Earlier I was saying to the professor, I teach sociology for undergrad in University of Bahrain. He teach MBA students. I used to mix my student with his students. And I let my undergrad sociology students evaluate their projects because they look at it from social perspective, not only from business perspective, and vice versa. So this let our students also to think broader, not only me and him. It was also a benefit of our students.
And this helps us, by the way, to achieve, we have evaluation for each course, right? And evaluation for each program. All of us, we know that in the outcome, we are very challenged in the outcome. We know that we have delivered the material, we tried our best, but when it comes to outcome, it's measured by what? That your student supposed to be not waiting for a job. if you created a good outcome, he's supposed to be mostly job creator, or at least he's a strong one to find a proper job. But in reality, we see lots of universities, they have this problem. They graduate students and they are creating more problem of unemployment for the country. Okay? Because we didn't prepare them for school of life. They are now know that the only way for success is that they study and they get tested. School of life is opposite of this. They are tested, they are challenged, they fail, and then they learn. We need to give them the other part of the school.
Yeah.
Otherwise,
And
nobody will give them this chance to learn.
Should we now
Yes.
ask to every
Yes.
individual?
Yes.
Let them
Your
say
comments or whatever you
what
think.
is their interest area,
Yes.
and how can we go in a interdisciplinary or multidisciplinary studies?
Right.
What kind of collaboration
And
is possible?
collaboration, and I think Prof. Ghosh will come back to you with the proposed projects. If you don't,
Yes.
I hope, and then you don't make Prof. Ghosh, he come back to you and propose projects. I hope you study the 50-meter challenge around you, and with your students, you use your students, not you, send your students around, tell them what can we solve, okay? For example, I can see this building there in front of me, this pinkish building. I'm not sure how many people are occupying there, how it is utilized, how it is rented, how can we make sure it is the man who built this thing, he can make a profit. Even middle class, I'm not talking even lower class.
That we will see. Let these people say that what is the possibility
Yes, ma'am.
of
Yes, sir.
different areas and what is the possibility of collaboration. The only thing that we need to keep in mind that they are interested in multidisciplinary studies, multidisciplinary research. That is what their interest is.
Doing projects, not research.
Yeah.
Yes, yes. Yes.
That is. Each and everyone can contribute or put up their view.
Or if you have a question for us,
Yeah.
even if you want to know about do you think you have time for these things, or it is you don't have time for whatever I'm saying? In reality, I will start with the psychology professor because she's laughing. She has something. Yes, ma'am.
Pardon, sir?
I'm saying, do you have time for whatever we're saying?
Yeah,
Doing
yeah.
projects and so
For
on?
sure,
Yes,
for sure.
Yes. Okay. So it is a challenge, really.
That is
I
the
think it's
open
worth-
discussion
it's worth
everyone
trying.
has to discuss, no?
Sorry?
That is the open discussion everyone
Yes,
has
yes.
to
Yeah,
discuss, no?
पटकन सांगा आपल्याला काय काय एरिया वाटतात म्हणजे वाट पण उपयोग आहे एक सामान्य येणार नाही ज्याला वाटतंय त्यांना आपल्या एरिया सांगा
And a problem solving.
हां
Problem solving.
First one, a problem which we have to identify, and next step, what we have to solve and how we have to solve. So if you need any kind of thing to work on.
Their expectation is whatever project we will suggest, it should be fieldwork oriented.
Yes.
Not a classroom or a library oriented. That is what their interest is.
In my subject, I'm not sure you can apply to all subjects, but in my subject, I make projects even for students, 60%. From this, we found out, for example, students who didn't know what they want to do. They became producers for films. They were studying management, nothing to do with media and something like that. But they are now one of the most popular producers. Because what they did project with films. They liked this, they discovered their power. So they started to work on something that they didn't think they would work in. That's an example of what's the benefit for them.
चला पटकन सांगा तुम्हाला काय काय interest areas आहेत.
And maybe for us to make it easier, we made it part of our, as Dr. Muhammad was saying, part of our curriculum. So it was for me to work with my student and let them to do projects and to be a job creator. I put it in the curriculum of the student, so it became a part of my daily job. And this is what Dr. Muhammad. So it's not like extra job. So then they break me data. They make me working in research easier. So it's not like if I'll do project, it's an extra thing with my teaching and with my publication. It's utilizing. I think for me as a teacher, as an assistant professor in the university, I'm very lucky because I'm doing this for this, and each one is helping me. Even today I'm coming here to your university, it's helping for my appraisal in the university. So it's how you use everything for each other.
No comments? Questions, anything? Okay, thank you very much. We hope that you give your students the time to do these projects. They can do their own time. Actually, the challenge, they do their own time. But also challenge them what they learn from this, how much they are really in contact with the community. And as I told you, the measure of any university is not its facilities. Look, I visited universities around the world. I've seen sometimes universities with very poor facilities, even much poorer than this facility, and they have produced so much to their community. Okay. And there's universities which is very high class, but only they publish papers. Okay, actually they bring professors to publish papers to show their citation and so on.
काही असणार वाटतं काही कुठे काही
You have discussions among you and the experts.
So then one thing we can do.
Yes, sir.
Now the idea is clear to them that in which area we would like to go ahead with and what is the possibility. So I think let them think over it, and then again those who are interested can come sit together and then we will decide and we will talk to Dr. Ghosh.
Sure. And we invite you also to publish in our journals, which is very good. Whatever, even if you don't do projects, you can do. We have two competitions that we didn't say today. We have one competition for best papers, okay, for colleges in India, especially Nashik. So we did it for the BRDF. Second competition is for best projects, because we are planning to do a forum, okay, here in India. We didn't decide yet the place, but it will be here in the next few months. Based on that, we collect some projects that started. We bring usually with us experts. They come from different, especially from Eastern, Western Europe, from Japan, from China. There were ones who started to do the same work, so that we share what is our achievements together. Okay, so we decided hopefully by January, February, that there will be a forum to show these case studies, what has been done about it. Like the ones I explained to you yesterday.
पण मग याच्यावर विचार करा आपल्याला काय करता येईल असं. अल्टरनेटिव्ह असं काही करता येईल का?
त्यांच्याकडे काय काय करायला आपल्याला मिळालं पाहिजे.
मग आपण विचारलं तर पाहिजे ना. तुम्ही
त्यांच्याकडे गव्हर्नमेंटमध्ये असं
तुमच्या मनात काय आहे ना काही प्रॉब्लेम सॉल्विंग आयडिएशन
नाही मला आता पडलं असं की त्यांच्याकडे काय काय आहे ते काय काय करतात ते डिटेल्स आता मी ते पूर्ण डिस्कशन
एनी प्रोजेक्ट यू टेक it can be actually
Yeah, you have the details of anything you want, we can send you any details. Feel free to ask more. To enter our website. Our website is full of.
Identify one problem or we go for problem solving. जैसे कि अभी एंजाइटी के बोला, obesity के बोला.
Not only that, but there are different problems faced by the community. Main focus त्यांचा असा आहे. They don't want a subject research, subject focused research. They don't want
community based.
community related research आणि problem solving त्याच्यामध्ये अपेक्षित आहे. म्हणजे whatever project we will undertake, that project should resolve some issues which are faced by the community. हे त्यांना अपेक्षित
community problem and we come to the conclusion.
Yes, but you can take it from multidisciplinary.
Yes.
Maybe science, maybe commerce, maybe social sciences,
No,
maybe languages.
That is what community based will have to think over.
Measuring demographics, psychology can help us, and sociology.
Yeah.
Measuring what equipments they need, different things, and so on. That's the idea.
And it's like making a prototype or model that how this problem can be solved. It's wider than social responsibility. Social responsibility, I'll go this area, I'll clean it, I'll say I have done it. But no, how this can be cleaned, how can the community do it, how can they utilize the community and income with it. So it's not only a social responsibility, it's how to make it a sustained thing that will also increase
with
their
minimal
income.
resources, challenge with minimal resources. Last thing we use money. First thing we use our minds, our capacity, and this formula, we work on formula called, and I think the economists they like it. Our formula is opposite than normal economist formula. Normal economist supply versus demand, right? This is our study always of the formula, right? For that we see our currency going up, going down, our situation middle class going up, and so on. No, we work on different formula. We call it capacity versus demand. We try to raise the capacity of the community versus the demand. The demand, more people are getting poorer. Still there is lots of people uneducated, or they don't know how to read and write. Lots of people is getting diseases, and so on. These are demands. How we can raise the capacity of the community to prevent this to happen more and to eliminate this problem. That's the challenge for us.
Doctor, can you again, one thing you need to clarify, that what kind of support that you will have from, or what kind of collaboration that you would like to have with this
Yes, excellent, sir. Your question is to the point. Our purpose to create more, as simple as this straightforward, okay? To create more experts in this type of economy. This economy does not depend on money. It depends on the intrinsic power of the people, who they can discover only through doing projects. Our purpose to create more experts in the world. Okay? We manage, I mean, this is not by ourselves, by good help also, is that we managed to bring lots of experts now in different countries, like in Bosnia, Morocco, Egypt, the countries we go and reside. I told them, if I see potential that I come here and I give from my time, 3 months, I'm coming and sit here to prepare these experts. But we want people to start to try. They say we failed. How we solve this problem? We claim we can solve problem of poverty in different ways without giving money. Okay? You try yourself. You study our books or you read other books and so on, but try to do something.
And feel free to communicate.
So the purpose here is that we come. We come back. Let's say now we started maybe, or Nashik, at least all the colleges we visited and yours. We started, for example, 10 to 15 projects. For sure I will come to come. It's my benefit
Sir,
that
what
to see this.
Dr. Amit से मैं थोड़ा एग्जांपल देके आपको बताता हूँ. जैसे कि अभी मैं बेलगांव ढाका में गए थे, ये 3 दिन पहले के बाद. तो उधर जाके एक्चुअली हमने क्या बोला कि हम लोग एक गांव के लिए हम क्या कर सकते हैं. तो हमने क्या सोचा कि हम लोग बताने से पहले जो गांव में जो रह रहे लोग, तो लेडीज के लिए हमने एक प्रोग्राम ऑर्गेनाइज किया. तो सभी हाउस वाइफ हमारे सामने आया. तो उन्होंने एक्चुअली हमको क्या बताया कि हमको ऐसा कुछ काम चाहिए जिसमें हम दिन में कम से कम 200 रुपये अर्न कर सकते हैं कि घर में रहकर. तो उसमें जैसे कि सभी लोग है ना अलग अलग प्रोजेक्ट लेके काम करते हैं. जैसा वन लेडी केम फॉरवर्ड, तो उन्होंने हमको क्या बताया कि पिछले 6-7 साल से वो घर में स्पाइसेस बनाते हैं और उनका जो हस्बैंड है वो थोड़ा थोड़ा लेके सिटी में जाके बेचते हैं. लेकिन उनका जो क्वालिटी है, क्वालिटी बहुत सारे लोगों को पसंद आता है. तो अभी हमने क्या सोचा कि इनको बिजनेस को आगे बढ़ाने के लिए, जैसे कैपेसिटी बिल्डिंग की बात हो रही है, तो हम उनको कैसा पैकेजिंग में मदद कर सकते हैं, उनको जैसे एक्सपोर्ट करने के लिए हम लोग क्या मदद कर सकते हैं. तो जैसे कि उनको अच्छा पैकेजिंग करने के लिए जो सपोर्ट चाहिए, इवन फाइनेंशियली, ट्रांसपोर्टेशन ऑल्सो, स्टोरेज ऑल्सो. माने इनका सामान अगर नासिक में 10 रुपए में बिका जाता है, अगर वही सामान अगर 15 रुपए में बॉम्बे हम बेच सकते हैं, तो उनके सामान ट्रांसपोर्ट कैसे किया जाए उसके बारे में हम आपको सपोर्ट करेंगे. सपोज इनकी एक्सपोर्ट क्वालिटी का प्रोडक्ट है, तो हम लोग ये इंटरनेशनल मार्केट में एक्सपोर्ट करने के लिए जो माने अपने को नेटवर्किंग के साथ कनेक्ट करना है वो हम लोग करके देंगे. तो इसी तरह से जैसे सैयद कम्युनिटी का एक इस्लाम एरिया है, वहाँ हमने जाके देखा है जो उनके बच्चे जो है जिस दिन पहले दिन जन्म होते हैं 3rd डे में एंगेजमेंट हो जाता है, और उनका जब उम्र 12 साल के और 14 साल का बीच में उनका शादी हो जाता है. कि उनके कम्युनिटी में ये प्रैक्टिस है कि लड़की का जब फर्स्ट एमसी आता है और सेकंड एमसी के बीच में उनका शादी होना चाहिए. तो अभी जैसे कि इधर एक प्रोजेक्ट चल रहा है एवरी चाइल्ड का, तो जैसे कि सर का जो कहना है कि हमारा अगर पिरामिड के अंदर हम देखेंगे टॉप लेवल में कुछ लोग हैं जिनके पास सब कुछ है, मिडिल क्लास फैमिली के पास जैसे कि आपको मालूम है कि प्रॉब्लम क्या होते हैं, और जो लोअर क्लास में है तो उनके पास कुछ भी नहीं है. तो उनका कैपेसिटी बिल्डिंग के लिए हम लोग क्या क्या काम कर सकते हैं. अगर आपके मन में ऐसा कुछ है तो उसको सपोर्ट करने के लिए फाइनेंशियली और अदरवाइज, तो
NGO or anything else?
NGO मतलब
is that those people are working in an NGO or?
नहीं, मैंने सामने जैसे बताया नासिक बेस्ड जो NGO है, जैसे कि हम लोग निखिल और मैं जो फाउंडेशन के लिए काम करते हैं, गीतांजलि, इट इज ए पीस रिसर्च एंड डेवलपमेंट फाउंडेशन. ये नासिक बेस्ड NGO है. Now Nashik based NGO PRDF is making a collaboration with IIIE, International Institute of Inspirational Economy. तो तो सर ने जैसे बताया कि उनके उस एनजीओ में वर्ल्ड लेवल में 60 प्रोजेक्ट चलते हैं एट ए टाइम, तो उसका ही एक भाग हम नासिक में भी कैरी फॉरवर्ड कर सकते हैं।
They are the founders and co-founders of that.
तो आपके मन में ऐसा कुछ है जो कैपेसिटी बिल्डिंग के बात हो रहे हैं कि हम लोग कोर के अंडर प्रिविलेजेस को कैसे मदद कर सकते हैं किसी तरह से जैसे कि मैंने एक एग्जांपल दिया।
Any ideas, any problems that you face, you feel like to share? So,
And you have our emails, you can correspond with us once you start, and to answer the prof also. Once you start, this will give us really inspiration to come back and say, okay, there are people are starting here, projects here and there. We come back and we try to help you in seeing lots of solutions for problems, because actually those solutions, opportunities. We believe inside each problem, God has given thousands of opportunities. Okay, but unfortunately, what we look for, always we look for a solution. We don't look for the opportunity inside the problem. That's it.
the situation that you explained, the project that you explained, can you explain that? Blood deficiency in girls.
blood deficiency.
There are 2-3 issues that we were rather thinking. Girls are very much anemic.
Okay.
Here, the students crowd which we have in our college, they are from lower or lower family. They are from agricultural background. They are from workers background. This is the crowd we have in our college. So one thing we can think of, that can we have a medical or health checkup of these girls, and what are the lacunas, where are they lacking behind, what are the kind of food that they would like to have, so vitamins, proteins, that anemic situation can be removed. That is one of the questions we can think of. Second thing, not only the students of this college, but we can also think of adopting a village, a community there. Students, the college, some of the teachers will be in collaborated with that village, can work with those people and a skill development program, maybe through that women empowerment, youth empowerment. These are the different things. Even work for uplifting the farmer situation. These are the different issues which can be in multidisciplinary nature. So these are the different issues or areas where we can think of it. So psychology people can be participated, even commerce people, people from economics, people from science, different faculties. These all people can be involved in.
I'll just give an example. A professor friend of ours, she's a co-founder with our institute in Slovenia. With our institute, we established not in Bahrain intentionally, we established a country called Slovenia, which is in Western Europe, but part of EU. Okay? We make it international and so on. Then we establish in other countries. This professor, her father, he given her a land which is not plantable. Okay? She can't plant it properly. Very poor fertility land. Okay? What she did, she wanted to prove to her father, because he given the boys the better land, and she given her this land. She wanted to prove to her father she can make more profit, and she can help the community more, and she'll be more successful person. She's a management professor. She turned to do a double specialty. She did the environment and eco tourism specialty. Another professor, she got another PhD. Okay, and she specialized today, and the government approved her that this is a learning center for self-sufficiency, because Slovenia, one of the ex-communism countries, who used to have very high what's called self-sufficiency programs, which means the household or the school used to depend a lot on producing from whatever they, dressing from whatever way they do, and eating from whatever they, raise up from the garden and so on. She's now working with the government. All the teachers, they come to her this, area, and learn from her how she managed to do that without using pesticides, without using chemicals, and how much she's producing from that. She's earning today money, even by the way, socially for profit, not necessarily free. With time, we can work more, and you are lucky because you have NPO, not only NGOs, right? You have this NPO, non-profit organization. Okay, So we can help lots of communities to be like this. They can help others, and at the same time they can help, they can bring a differentiated change to their community.
Is there any possibility of some financial support or some technical support?
What we do, sir, we are not.
Can we involve some CSR people?
We do two things. Like I just worked with the Muslim school. That's one. We told them we want to talk about building and so on. I thought, see, we can. This one we can collaborate with other organizations and send you to other organizations. Because we are very focused on changing people's life more than just money and so on. But for us, for me, I'm talking about myself, my family, our friends, our colleagues, partners, for us as families and so on. A lot of them, they trust us in something. We'll not invest our $1, it's worth $1 million. Why? Because once we eliminate a problem, and we find now, for example, you said that I want to do a checkup for the children about their anemia, maybe they are about folic acid or any problems, or the way they are eating. Because you might solve the problem for them, but after a while, we'll have another children who have the same deficiency. We need maybe certain equipment. That time we'll invest in that equipment. Okay, after we eliminate the problem, after we study all the problem, then that time we'll invest in specific thing. The other day with the bus, we told them we'll invest on doing something similar to this, okay? Because you are doing a great job. Today we are going after you, now we're going directly to the village. Why we are going to buy? Okay, we don't want to buy something from the village, but we want to raise their capacity, as Prof was saying. Okay, was saying, I think to you, to show them that they can do something from nothing. Don't tell me that women unemployed and sitting at home, nobody, her husband doesn't give her money. Everybody can do something. Okay, and we've given lots of examples. What they can do with the plant, what they can do with the sari, what they can do. Show and told them, by the way, I'm a very difficult buyer. I will not buy from you unless you prove to me that I can take it with me to Bahrain and give it as a gift for my friends and so on. So today this is the first challenge for them. We're investing money, but investing it wisely. The idea is that now this money came in the right place. If I gave them the other day just charity, okay, this is for you, just to keep them quiet. Did I help them really? I didn't let them see their capacity and how much they. So let's help our community to be living in dignity. We don't want people around us to ask for money, but we can create a good job by making them feel they earn the money. When you do the study of immune deficiency or whatever problem they have, then that time we say, okay, that's a right place. Let's invest in this place. So this is another way of doing it. Thank you very much for your time. I hope I didn't keep you so much for your classes.
Thanks to Dr. Mehmed and Dr. Dunia for coming over here and having a good discussion with us. Thank you again. Thanks to all of you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for this opportunity. Anyone who is interested want to ask me, I can give you my card or say directly. How much it costs you?
So this is all solar and
electrical.
Okay.
So around 1.5K dollars.
لكس يعني شو اسمه 2000
and dollar
Yeah, $2,000.
2000 يعني ترى 100 دينار.
$2,000.
لا not $2000. 2000
You want to convert a dinar?
دينار.
No, in dollar, US dollar.
دولار how much?
US dollar.
Yes. 2 لك يعني 20,000.
100 دينار.
No, just it's not 2,000. Close to that.
This one or the car? Please.
This was the rickshaw.
Yeah, I know. I mean 2,000.
2 lakhs.
2 lakhs and 2,000.
No, 20,000. 2 lakhs.
$2,700.
2,000?
$700.
$700. Sorry. Okay. But it's a little bit expensive, يعني. Because maybe you are trying, يعني production.
But then, no any petrol you use
No
or?
petrol use. It is 100% work on electric. And the capacity also have 4 person plus driver.
Yeah.
You want test ride? You want to ride?
Okay.
When I got fund, I will launch most advanced vehicle in the world.
What's your background?
My background is commerce. Basically, I'm a professional photographer.
Okay, but you like mechanics?
Yeah.
Okay.
In my school days, I will thought that.
Okay.
How can we save the environment and the running costs?
Yes.
In 2010, I'm definitely working in this product.
Ah.
And this, and today I have very highest version.
Okay.
And he has registered this as a patent.
Yeah. I already registered in India.
Okay.
Yes.
Good.
And next step is international. I'm put this.
Okay. You have the patent?
Yeah,
You can
yeah,
send
I
us
have
the
the
patent. Okay.
Now provisional patent I have.
Yes.
In 1 year I complete my process.
Okay. And what is how much you want seed fund?
70 CR in Indian rupees. I will tell you and convert after convert.
Yeah, later you send us, and now we see that.
Okay.
But send us the detail, and they will tell you we can do it, or
Okay.
we can maybe we send it to other people also.
Yeah.
Interested. Are you willing to have partnership with you?
No, no one can partner.
No, you don't want to partner.
Yeah, I do not partner.
You want
Because one, I am fight single man.
Ah.
I am develop very fast product. I was taken a partner.
Yes.
After that, my product is very slow.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, he will hold you. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. So you want a fund
Yeah,
that you
I
can
want-
return back. That's what you want.
Yeah.
Like
Loan.
loan.
Yeah, like a loan.
Loan. Okay. Okay.